Thank you for picking up the Sticks. This is episode 116, Sticks Gaming Podcast. I am Myke Kernet. To my right, Myke Steak Carney.
What's going on?
To my left, Art Next Gen Rosian.
Hi.
He's surrounded by his peers, the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. They're all in the house.
Hey.
It has happened a week ago, yesterday and tomorrow. They both came out. We're recording on Wednesday again. So we got, I got one of each. You got one of each. You got the PlayStation 5. We played a bunch of different games. We can talk about the journey it was to get here, how it was setting them up, what we played so far, and obviously that's going to be a big blowout today for us is these next-gen consoles. But yeah, we also we did the over-unders on Metacritic yesterday. I had the results, last episode, I had the results for that.
I forgot about those.
I remember we did it. I didn't remember what the numbers were or what I said.
I got it. I wrote them down.
Good. I was banking on you doing that.
Well, I'm not going to make a game and be like, someone else get the record. So,
well, I didn't know if you wrote them down or if it was like you made the game and then today you were like, shit, I gotta go back and listen to that.
No, I wrote them down when we did them, and I pulled them up today at like 1 o'clock. So they may not be accurate by the time you listen to this, but
this post is fraud.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Take us down. But I got those. So this is also the last episode before Black Friday, which looks very different this year. We'll get all that later, but that's gonna be the very tail end of that episode.
Listen, if I don't get any Walmart Stampede videos, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This year's ruined.
It's really, it's the whole rollout has been like every week for a month, and then all of a sudden it's just like some of them are now, some of them are later, maybe on the day of, online only. So like,
buy now, get the price later. Like,
yeah, just like so.
Best Buy was doing that. I was just like, what are you talking? Like, this is so confusing.
Wait, so I give you the money now and then you refund it to me?
Yeah, like that's kind of what it was.
And months ago they said they're not going to do things on Thanksgiving, which is good, bad, or whatever.
No, it's good.
But it also means they're opening at like 5 a.m. the next day, so they're going back to that old trick where they'd be like, "Oh, super early." Also, they can be online and buy them on day of and whatever. But we will get into that later. So we're talking about next gen right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that where we're going in?
No, we're not doing that. But before we do that, because I jumped the gun because I'm an idiot. We first things first. We gotta do a couple of things first. We gotta do. We're not gonna do what you're playing first because what we're playing is in front of us right now.
Everything.
Games.
Everything.
So we're gonna do that while we talk about the next gen consoles. But first, I think it's always important as a public service to talk about what's coming out in the next couple of weeks. So, Steak, what's coming out?
All right. On November 20th, Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity for the Nintendo Switch. November 23rd, World of Warcraft: Shadowlands for PC and Mac. On December 1st, Twin Mirror for PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Really?
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that game.
Yep.
It's a Don't Nod joint, I think.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
Okay.
A Don't Nod joint.
Yeah.
Is Spike Lee part of their account?
He might be. December 3rd, Immortals: Phoenix Rising for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, Xbox Series X, and Stadia.
Ooh, in one breath. Good for you.
Whew. December 4th, Dragon Quest XI S Definitive Edition is coming out for PC, PS4, and Xbox One. On December 4th, the PS5 and Xbox Series X versions of FIFA 21 and Madden 21 are coming out. We still haven't seen anything.
No, wait. They had a video come out today.
Oh, did they? Oh,
today
okay. I didn't
Madden
see it
21. They actually are including some new features to it as well. They're implementing, not really features, but like presentation things where like they always have. I think on Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football, they always have like the next gen stats.
Yeah,
they're including that into the game.
Oh, okay.
So they're putting like if you have like a really deep pass, they'll tell you how long it was in the air and things like that, and they'll tell you.
That's neat.
They're doing some more like probability things.
The exit velocity.
Right, and different like. There's some new play calling abilities too, where it's just like I need to get the ball into my hands by running back, and you hit your running back, and they give like a bunch of plays that are designed for him.
Oh, okay.
So little things like that.
That's cool.
They did update the franchise recently too.
What did they change to it?
They changed where if a player is regressing,
okay,
like getting old or whatever it is, like they can actually lose their X factor. So like I had people that were like when I did like that 10-year forward simulation, I had people that were like 75 overall, but they were still an X factor.
Right.
So what they're gonna do is they're gonna keep the whole idea is like the amount of X factors and star player, or I forget the abilities they have in the game. They're gonna have that many players in there. So like one player goes down below it, one player is gonna be supposed to go up to go above it, and they're having like breakout scenarios where like quarterbacks can have like a breakout season and really advance their stuff. So a lot of things I was complaining about earlier might be getting improved with this, and this is only update 1 of 2 this season, And then all that's going to be implemented in Madden 22 plus some other features that they haven't talked about yet.
Cool.
There's enough Madden talk for right now.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
December 8th, Destiny 2 for PS5 and Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
Getting that upgrade.
I'm having a good time over here. We're talking about Destiny.
And then last but not least, probably the final release pretty much of the year, December 10th, Cyberpunk 2077 for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I was waiting for her to say it.
There's still time.
Don't we have another podcast before then?
I thought we did too.
No, because that's on a Thursday. We would post that Friday the 11th.
Oh, you're right.
That's why.
All right.
Yeah, we will record probably.
Listen, I have no concept of time or space for the last 8 months.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So
December in a couple
Well, that's why we're going to have to make sure we record on Tuesday or Wednesday because that comes out that Thursday. And that's not happening. So
yeah.
I'm just saying now. We usually don't, but
we don't record on Thursdays.
No, but
because we want to give you time to,
we really
render the
can't.
video.
We really can't record on Thursday. Preferably Tuesday then, so I can render Wednesday and Thursday's free.
I mean,
So we're gonna have
whatever. They're all nights to me.
We're gonna have one episode, then the Cyberpunk episode. I'm assuming. Then after that, and then it's gonna be Game of the Year after that. I think.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah.
awesome. That is it.
That's it.
That's everything.
All right. So we're not doing news. We're talking next gen.
What news?
Exactly. Any news that came out the last 2 weeks, we'll catch up on next time. It's fine.
The Game Awards announced their nominees today. Yeah. It's all fine.
They did.
Look it up. Anyway, we want to talk next gen.
Go
so
vote.
I think how we want to do this. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe we should take like one at a system at a time. We talk about one of them, and then we talk about what we played on it and things like that. I don't know. Like I know Art only has one of them.
Yep.
So do you want to talk now? Or do you want to talk later?
I'll talk later.
Okay. So we're talking about the Xbox Series X then. So let's just talk about.
Hand me that thing.
Here.
I haven't touched one.
It's gonna be a
I want to grope it.
It's gonna be a hernia.
Oh God.
I swear to God.
You got like 12 more of them. So.
Yeah, right.
So let's talk about. I mean, how did you get yours? So you got yours in the mail, right?
Yep. So yeah. So
How'd
I
that
got
go?
perfectly fine. I got mine from Microsoft. Microsoft and I was able to get my hands on 3 of them. So got mine from Microsoft and GameStop on day one, no problems whatsoever.
You can move back to the front there if you want.
And then the one from Best Buy didn't ship until on the 10th.
Release day, yeah.
Can't lift my knees.
But it came the next day. So it came right away. So that was really nice. Then so a couple of my buddies were able to get one.
Good.
But no, super smooth. Everything was great. It was packaged great. The boxes were normal and fine and not destroyed or anything like that, which we'll talk about some more later. But it was great.
Yeah, so like I actually picked mine up from Best Buy. Their first appointment was at 6 a.m. I'm like, I'm happy. I'm excited for this. I'm not that excited. I was 7 a.m. was perfectly fine for some reason. I had an hour difference made a difference. So I got there at like 6:50. They had like security out front. They had like 2 people in the store. I get there and they're like, oh, I have a 7 a.m. appointment. They're like, oh, okay. Looking through the phone. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. 7 o'clock?
Come back in 10 minutes.
7 o'clock. Okay, hold on. Oh, there you are. All right, there you are. Okay, you can go ahead and get in line. All right, cool. So
you had bouncers at the club.
Mild hard. Yeah, I was like, I'm on the list. I know
those RDs
Jimmy.
hard.
I know Jimmy. I'm on the list.
Listen, if there was ever a time where I'm qualified to be on the list to get in, this is it.
Don't you know who I am?
I'm not going to get into the swanky nightclub. I never really wanted to. Don't you fuck with me.
So I roll up to the customer service desk, and they have a stack of like their pick list where they put the stickers on all the different things, whatever it is. They have a stack of them. So I'm like, here we go again. What's your last name? Kernat, K-U-R. Okay.
Just be glad your last name is 6 letters.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. And it's like,
oh my God.
They go through the whole stack.
That's so stressful.
They're like, the lady looks back and is like, I don't see it. They're like, was he on the cancellation list? I'm like, cancellation list? No, like I remember. See, because the guy like there was like the operations manager. He's like, I call all 5 of them. I don't remember this name. I'm sure he remembered all 5 of those people.
Well, right, yeah, there was 5.
I'm sure he had 5 very unhappy conversations.
Right.
So they found it and they got my Xbox. Like, you all good? I'm like, thank you. Put it on my arm, get into my car, and get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Did you have it under your arm and run through the parking lot like a halfback hitting the hole in the
No,
offensive
because
line?
there's security up front. So I didn't have to worry about it. I could have held it up like a fucking trophy. Like I got it.
You were out near your house, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're fine. Okay.
Yeah, fine.
I was gonna say it's not like I missed the 360 launch. I got my system at midnight because I had it reserved from GameStop. Picked it up. My girlfriend at the time drove me. So then we were like, oh, let's go check out Target really quick. Let's just kind of check out the line. Ton of people outside the line. I was like, bro, let's try past them. Being the dick I was when I was younger, I was out the window holding it up. Would I do that now? Absolutely not. But that was hilarious.
Well, the reason I said that was when PS2 came out, my mom got me one for Christmas, but it was defective.
Oh,
she got it from Sears.
Oh.
So I had to take it back, and they exchanged it for me. But the only Sears in the general area of my house was in Ford City Mall.
Oh, God.
No.
I was in college, so the only time I had to go was on a weekend in the middle of the day.
No.
So they gave me the box, and I took off like I was shot out of a fucking cannon.
Yeah.
Like juking and spinning through the parking lot to get my car
out of here.
Yeah.
No, luckily I didn't have to do any of that stuff because I don't think I can juke or drive anymore. So yeah, got home, got a chance like an hour to set it up. So I plug it in, get everything hooked in, Then all of a sudden, the updates of all these different games. I got the Series X updates. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. I gotta, do work. So I'll let that load up and whatever it is. It's all good to go. I'm like, all right, cool. I got everything set up. So I was going through the settings like I always do first. And then there's a setting on there about the TV settings, where it's just like, does your TV run 4K? And it's but you have check marks and X marks by it. Check marks obviously good. X marks bad.
Yeah.
I was like, does it do 4K? Does it do 4K 120 frames per second? Does it do HDR? Does it do HDR for games? Does it do HDR for movies? And I had a bunch of things that were X'd off for like HDR things. I'm like, what is going on here? So I did a quick Google search, and turns out that the initial settings for the Samsung TVs was HDR plus aren't compatible with the Xbox Series X. I was like, oh, that sucks. And then all of a sudden I see a MinMax post come up being like, tell us about your Series X review. So I told him two things. I told him about my unboxing of it, which was I literally said out loud to myself, to a room of nobody, oh man, twice. The very first time, because the box is like a treasure chest, like it opens up that way.
I saw
the presentation is
oh my God.
Yeah, I stay away from everything PlayStation, unboxing and everything, because I want something to be a flippin' surprise through this whole thing. But I saw the Xbox ones, and I'm like, damn, kudos on the packaging, guys.
It's nice.
That's a hell of a presentation.
Yeah, I open it up and you have like the Dreams logo thing in there, or the Dreams like slogan. I forget what it says, and it's just so like beautiful and this in there. And it's like, I go, oh man, it's like one of those things. I take it out, I gently put it into the system area. I take the controller out and go, oh man, again. The very first time I picked up the controller, because it was the heft to it, and just like the texture on the back of it, it felt so good. It felt like something new, and new controllers always feel good to begin with,
right?
But just like having a next gen thing in your hands, like the first one was really cool. Anyway, so after all that, I get all hooked up. I tell them about that. I tell them about the HDR plus problem, and they actually read it on their podcast. They actually read it out loud, but they only just talked about the HDR problem. And there's a guy on the panel called Kyle Hilliard. He's been with Game Informer. He's now doing the MinMax thing. And he's just like, he's like, yeah, I was having a similar problem. Check like your settings on the inputs. I was checking settings on like the screen and like what it was going to the screen.
Right, like the video processing and stuff.
I had to switch my HDMI's to HDMI 2s, like in the settings, and then everything was just green check marks almost across the board. Everything but 4K 120 frames per second,
right.
which is video,
which is what you need for HDMI 2.1.
Right, which I don't have, and I didn't expect it to have it.
Right,
and all of a sudden, like it was green check, but everything's great.
Woo!
I up my patron tier for the tech support, but yeah, so like getting it all up and running, like it was kind of a bummer just like waiting for everything to upload with all like so much downloading with the updates and things like that.
Yeah,
but after that, I've been loving my time with it.
Yeah. The initial update was super fast.
Oh yeah,
which I was shocked. I was actually shocked, like because usually that first system update, you're like, all right, how long is this going to take? Like, but no, it was actually very quick and it installed really, really fast. And then the only problem I had was then you had the updates and stuff. But the thing is, it's like, okay, so it's nice though when you go into your My Games and Apps section of the Xbox, it tells you which ones are like Series that can be optimized for Series X and Series S, which is great. But you have to select them like as if you're starting the game.
Yes.
And then it asks you, oh, there's an upgrade. Do you want to upgrade? And then that's how you upgrade. Now, I discovered last night So because I downloaded I reserved the Combat Pack 2 for Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, I got
the Melina,
which gives you the upgrade, right?
The regular game
upgrade's free. The upgrade is free, but it gives
I thought
you
there was something extra it gave
But this
you.
gave you Melina, Rain, and Rambo. Like, it was more people and more characters and stuff. But everyone got the upgrade if you owned it already. It went live today.
I thought there was something in one of their upgrade packs that gave you something extra, but maybe I just misread something weeks ago. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Or I think I know what you're talking about. I think it was a little misleading, and then I think Ed actually tweeted it was like, no, everyone gets the upgrade. I think it was.
That
I think
might
just
be it.
the way it was worded seemed not like you had to get this to get that.
It was like
no.
they announced whatever pack 2, and it's
Right.
like, and you'll get a free upgrade, and made it sound like it was tied to that.
Right.
That's
Yep.
probably it.
Yep. But the problem with that is, so it asked me for the upgrade. I'm like, all right, fine. So I upgraded and then started downloading a whole bunch of stuff. I was like, all right, cool. But then when I went to go play it, it kept asking me for every piece of DLC if I wanted to upgrade every single. And like,
That's a lot.
There's over 50 like pieces, like
Yeah.
like each character, each costume package. So that was really annoying. Like, why can't I pick one, say upgrade, and you upgrade? Like, why wouldn't I want to upgrade the DLC? You know what I mean?
Would it
It's
even
one of those
work
kind of things.
if you did? If you
Well, probably not.
Yeah, it's like-
Actually, and I don't think it does because I have everything, but still grayed out was Fujin, Nightwolf, and RoboCop. So for some reason, those must never have popped up to ask me to upgrade. So I'm gonna have to go in manually into like the back end and like, hey, uninstall these, like, which is annoying.
Quick side note. So I checked the update today too. I was just like, let me see, because I bought Mortal Kombat 11. I bought the Combat Pack 1 because
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, not just because if I'm going to buy it, I should just wait for the whole thing. Well, also, like, they did like this unprecedented thing with the Aftermath, which is the whole like story DLC,
Yep.
more characters, and then Combat Pack 2 on top of it.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
They did that last time with Mortal Kombat, so I think maybe they were going to do it or not, but whatever. So, like, I already have Combat Pack 1, so all the bundles I can't buy. I had to buy them individually.
Oh, got it.
So, like, Aftermath and Combat Pack 2 is like $60.
Yeah,
But
right.
like just the add-on, if I bought the base game and bought all the add-ons all together,
Yeah.
it's only $40. So just like, it's like, well, I'm just not going to do that.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
that's a personal beef.
No,
But
I can understand that. But yeah, so that's kind of like, so that's where it was like that's what I was complaining about, like, on Twitter, like, because it was more like it's just a nuisance, like and it was taking a long time because every time I thought it was done too, I was like, oh great, I jump back in, all of a sudden, like, as I tried to start playing, the screen would go black, it'd kick me back to the home screen and start asking me if I wanted to upgrade a few more. Like, it was like a slow process too.
But it's one of those things, like, maybe since I knew I wasn't getting an Xbox, I just never read much into it. But from what I remember hearing, like, they made it sound like the smart delivery would just take care of that for you. You wouldn't be prompted whether or not you want to download the upgrade.
Well,
it would just give you the version for your system.
when I popped in Valhalla, it did automatically
It asked me,
ask
do you want
me
to upgrade?
if I want to
Right away.
upgrade.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's what it's saying. Like, it reads it that you have this version, and then it's like asks you if you want to do it or not. I
So
think
maybe
is what
new
it is.
games, like when you upgrade or whatever.
Like, I almost feel like they should give you an option in the system somewhere where it's like, if an upgrade's available, yes, upgrade always.
I'm trying to think about the other ones though too, because like I don't remember going into Gears. I don't remember going into like.
Yeah, every single one. When I started up, it initially asked me, "Do I want to like? Hey, there's an upgrade available. Do you want to upgrade?"
No, it did. No, I take that back because I went into my settings and it showed I had like 15 updates available, whatever
Yeah.
it is. Because I also didn't have my Xbox for like
Well,
2 weeks
sure.
beforehand, so I had like regular updates and then Series X updates, and I just had like download all. So maybe that's what. Maybe there's an option in there. Like,
Well, there was patches on top, and then you had the upgrade though as well.
Christ,
Like
okay.
it was like that's where it got really confusing. Is because the updates did not show upgrades. Those were actually just the patches for the games.
so okay.
And then there's an upgrade on top of that. So it's still super nice and everything to have, but it's
Yeah.
like it was kind of it was initial shock of like, okay, how is this working? Like figuring it out.
Sorry, this is loud, everyone. It also feels like just like early adopter problems, honestly, more
Well,
than anything
yeah.
else. And we're going to be running into that a lot. But I'll tell you one thing, though. Man, I've been playing... I'll talk about the games in a minute I've been playing, but like I've been playing Valhalla, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and like jumping into... I go from turning on my system to in the game in probably like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable.
it's so awesome.
And like load times are crazy fast. The very first day, like my youngest came in and wanted to play a game that she heard about, and I was like, yeah, I have. It's actually on Game Pass, so let me download it real quick. Downloaded it real quick and played it. I honestly, I was just trying to I was gonna test quick resume more than anything else. So she came in, I handed the controller over, she played for like an hour, handed it back to me, switched it over to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and boom, I was back in the game like instantly. It blew my mind. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, they're saying this is gonna be the way they're gonna do it, but like, let me see it for myself. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
I had a power outage in my house when they had a big windstorm. I popped my Xbox back on right to where I was in Valhalla. Like, how does it, what magic is happening
Right.
in this box that
Right.
allows it to happen?
I know.
Like, it had no power, and it came
yeah.
back on.
It's incredible.
Really unbelievable.
That is really impressive. Yeah, I agree.
So, like, those little things are just really great. And then, that was the same day that the EA Play games showed up on there too. So it was like all of a sudden I have all these even more games to play and all these extra things I wanted to do. So let's talk about the actual. Do you have anything else like system, related things you want to go over? Or
No, I don't think so. I
right.
think it's good.
then let's talk about the games we're playing. I'll break the ice, but I already talked about Valhalla. I'm about 11 hours in already.
Jeez.
It took me about 8 hours to get to the title screen. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ooh.
Doing everything?
Ooh, yeah,
oh, yeah.
shiny
Of
thing.
course.
Ooh, shiny thing.
Of course.
Welcome to a Ubisoft game.
Yep. That's
Exactly.
how, I'll say that's how they all are.
And
Yeah.
like, what's really like when you very first start the game too, like you're in your map, you get the area you can control, and it says like suggested level is 1. Okay, well. That's where you start. And then to the north, it's like suggested level 240. I'm like, Buguh? Like, I guess I'm going to be here for a while.
All right, we're gonna make friends with you guys.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going to be. I guess I'll just roam the mountainside here. It was like it was so much snow, very Skyrim-y. It felt like.
Yeah.
I ate from like this, like the vibe of it, and just like so much snow and mountains and things like that. And I would go out on adventures and just ignore the main story for hours at a time. And I got to the point where I was just like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be like town building in this game and things like that. Like, oh, maybe I should progress the story. And I started actually doing the story. So you play as Ivor, who is he's like an adopted son of the king of your Viking tribe or group or clan or whatever.
Right.
You can play as a boy or a girl, both named Ivor, or you can there's an option there where you can let the Animus, which is like
Right.
the back in time. I'm not going to explain Assassin's Creed to anybody.
Find a YouTube video. I'm sure there's billions right now.
Yeah, right.
There's only been like 10 games.
And you let the Animus like decide what sex you should be in certain. Like it'll just automatically switch for you. And I felt that was weird.
Yeah.
I had to play.
Wait, so you change genders in certain scenarios?
Yeah.
That's
And
that's kind of what it seemed like. Yeah.
I can go in the game right now and change it whenever I want.
Yeah.
So I don't.
So wait, you can change it whenever you want, but like, do they force you to be a male in certain story parts and female in other story parts? You don't,
From the couple of things I've seen, no one really understands why and when they're switching yet.
But they are automatically switching without you choosing to switch.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's very weird, and I'm playing as male Ivor. I did play as Cassandra when I played Odyssey. I don't know, male Viking just seems to make more sense to me.
Yeah, the woman looked weird with the beard and everything.
Anyway, so yeah, I finally get to the point where I'm actually doing the main story, and I've just now gotten to a different map. So they have, basically England is where I'm at now. I just got there. We're just starting to get my new found town together and things like that. But I'm really liking it a lot. The fighting is so great with the Viking weapons because like I have like almost like a short sword in my left hand, and I have a big ass battle hammer on my right one, and that thing is chunky, dude. Like it's like when it hits, the town knows it. You know what I mean? Like people from across the map be like, "Oh crap, what was that sound?" But just like I'm really getting a feel for like the parries, and you can parry with you have a shield that you can equip, but you can parry with any weapon you have too. So like even if you have like an actual offensive weapon on your left side, you can still parry, you can still do all the defensive stuff, but you really just can't get away from arrows. That's the big thing of having a shield. Like you want to have a shield for arrows.
Right.
The upgrade tree seems endless. Like there's a lot of it's in fog, and I keep unlocking more areas, like more like different zones, and I'm constantly increasing like my melee attacks, my speed, my assassin abilities, and each one of those little areas also has its own special ability. So like open up a new one, I hover over it, see what the ability is. Like now I can ignore that for a while, and I can go to some other area. but there's a ton of loot. There's a ton of things to do. The townspeople are great. Like the mini games are awesome. There's like a drinking mini game. There's a really fun dice game I've been really liking that completely is eating at least an hour of my time. I'm just playing that, and I just keep finding just new and exciting things to do in that game. Granted, it's only 10 hours in, and I'm really only getting.
You're 10 hours into like a 60-hour game.
I know.
Right.
But I'm now finally getting to like the chunky piece of it where I'm actually getting a chance to do the thing I wanted to do. What drew me to the game most was that town building piece of it.
Sure.
So like, okay, now I get the chance to do that. So I'm excited about that. I'm trying to think what else I like. Oh, like it's just like all the characters are just super endearing, and like I find myself chuckling a lot at just like either just like their overt Vikingness about the whole thing, and just like I just finished like a raid, which is super fun. There's like a wheel, like you press down on the D-pad, and it brings up a wheel. One of the wheels is like the battle horn. So you can bring out the battle horn, but whenever you want. So I'm blowing that horn as much as I possibly can. Like
Nice.
What happens if you do it like in the middle of a town? Does a fight break out?
No, people look at you like people actually. Yeah, so like I'm in the boat. I'm coming to shore where I see like the enemy flags, and they'll be like, press Y for raid. Of course I'm going to press Y for raid. I press Y for raid. I relieve command of my ship. I blow the horn. I go into battle. And then when it's all over, I blow the horn again. So I think it literally does nothing, but I love it.
Now you know why people are fans of the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, every first down, I'm blowing a horn.
That's awesome.
But like, yeah, it's just like dumb stuff like that. And then like after I just raided a town. And it was a story mission. And I'm walking through the town, and all my guys are all cheering and drinking and whatever. And they're like, there's a crowd of them. They're like just fighting, like just two of them. Like it's like they're having like a play fight kind of a thing. They also have like the only way to describe it is like Viking rap battles. I guess it was like it was like poetry slams back and forth. Like this person would say a line. I had to match, like they give me like 4 options, and I had to like rhyme it with something with the same rhythm.
Certain cadence.
Same cadence is a word. Is the intelligent word.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
looking for. Thank you, Art. The cadence with the same cadence, but also kind of like throw the insult back at the other guy. So like you can find different sentences that have the same cadence but don't have the same punch.
And when you finish, does the crowd around you go, oh?
You get charisma points. So like
That's awesome.
It's like
that's awesome.
Like I'm just constantly finding things. I'm like, that's so much fun. Oh, that's just so great. And then when it's like not being like kind of like funny is like it's a really great fighting system.
Yeah.
And a story I'm kind of caring about because there's a new king that comes into town. He's like a Viking king. He's just like, listen, we all been fighting each other. We've all been killing each other, burying all of our friends, family, whatever it is. Let's all unite underneath one banner. And the king of my tribe says like, yes, I'll help you. But his son's like, no, I'm going to be king soon. Like, I don't want to. I'm supposed to be king, and I'm like sometimes I'm his like adopted son. So like I'm kind of like second in line, and like been growing up with this brother who's going to be king. So it was just like, all right, no, it's like, okay.
Oh, so you're saying his son is part of your tribe and doesn't want to? Okay,
correct. So
I thought you were saying like the new king who came in, his son was saying,
oh no,
it's your, okay.
Yeah, my the prince of my tribe. So the prince of my tribe is like, fine, if I'm not going to be king here, I'm going to be king somewhere else. And that's when you go off and start your own thing. So like I'm like the right-hand man to the new king of this new area.
Gotcha.
And it is really fun. And like I said, like their relationship, and like you see some foreshadowing stuff going on in there. Like you actually have like a hallucination with the witch doctor lady, stuff like that. And it's really kind of intense. Yeah, man, I am really digging it. So I kind of bounced off of Odyssey about 20 hours in. Like I don't foresee that happening because I'm more because there seems to be less to do here, which is good. I just hope that I think that what happened with Odyssey was just like I just was exhausted with it because there was so much to do all
that's
the time.
that's how I usually get with these games.
I think with those games sometimes what you have to do too is like, 'cause I think you probably fall in the same trap I do where it's like, yeah, there's a story mission, but there's like 6 other things closer that I can do, and then I'm closer to something else, and I'll work my way there, and like the story trudges along so long because you keep getting distracted. Like sometimes you just have to do something like, fuck it, today we're progressing the story. That's all we're doing.
Yep.
And what I'm already feeling is like they have all those extra little side missions like in the new area that I'm at, but like I'm progressing the story and progressing my homestead all at the same point.
Yep.
So like I feel like I'm still like it's not just like a goofy side story I'm doing and then that's the end and I get some ability points and that's it. Like I feel like I'm actually growing 2 things at the same time, which is really keeping me keep my hands on the controller. All right, what have you been playing on Xbox?
But I played about an hour of Valhalla so far. I haven't really had a chance to touch that much of that.
So that's all news to you.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's fine.
Spoilers.
No,
God.
it's totally fine.
I didn't know there was a son or a new king.
Rap battles.
Totally fine.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
care about anything
excited.
else now. I just want to get the rap battles.
All right.
It's really great.
I was watching the Digital Foundry video of them comparing all the versions today, and I saw the drinking game. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm like, I'm
You
looking
got
forward to getting to
you
that.
got jam on A.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden
we got like time it or whatever.
you got to time it like a button, like a radio that keeps going in, and then once you get into like the second horn of whatever booze you're drinking, like you actually got like steady. You got to steady them as you're drinking, so it's like you're moving left and right and going back
That's
and
awesome.
forth.
Nice. No, I am looking forward to diving into. Like I said, like I told you when you first got here, I've gone from nothing to play to so much to play that I'm having troubles like deciding what to spend my time on. So unfortunately, right now Valhalla has gotten kind of the short stick right now, but in time it's one of those. 'Cause it's one of those where I'm the type where. Basically, what I did is everything I did was when you first get in that first area, all that stuff to the left over there.
Yeah,
that's what I did first.
Okay.
Like I ran over there, and then now I'm in the area like my first like big fortress kind of thing.
Okay.
So I'm like right. So like I said, only like an hour.
you're like maybe 3 story missions behind me.
Okay.
That's how much like honestly like it seems like 10 hours seems like a lot, but
Right,
like I
but
said, when I'm wandering in the mountainside.
Oh
and doing
right,
all-
exactly. No, for sure.
What are you doing? A mission? A salvation? No.
I also
Exploration.
I also may or may not have gotten laid. I really don't know because like I found this lady and I found something for her, and they're like, and it's
Was
like
it your pants?
no, it was a comb. So I found the comb. It's not like I was looking for the comb. I figured I'd be fighting that guy because literally it was just like find the comb and come back with me type of a thing. And it's like we sat down and they're like, you can comb my hair. It's very naughty or something like that. And then they like faded to black and faded back out. I faded back in. It was just like, I guess I'll be on my way. And I was like, did we get it on?
Yep.
What happened
Nope.
here?
Totally.
You just combed hair.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, maybe
They're going the exact opposite route of God of War.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
I remember the romance stuff in Odyssey. It was just like we're going to this room and then we're going to come out exhausted and that's it.
right.
Well, at least I knew.
Oh yeah.
This
You
was
knew
just
it
like-
happened for
but
sure.
No one even like we sat down and like faded out and faded back in. And we were in the same exact spot.
Right,
So
right.
it's like, did I black out?
No, you did the sex thing from Demolition Man. You put on the VR helmets.
That's right.
That and or Coneheads, both same reference.
That's right.
All right. Anyway,
So besides that, I am on chapter 3, about 4 hours into Yakuza Like a Dragon.
You haven't beat that yet?
Oh, tell me, like I said, man, I've been having troubles just spending my time. It's so good. Oh my god. Like right away, it explains why it's not an action game anymore, and now it's a party system like RPG. Like the way the story works, like it's like the main character is obsessed with Dragon Quest. And like, so that's why.
wait, that's 2 different companies, right?
Huh?
It's
Yeah.
Sega.
Yep.
And, okay.
Yep.
That's making
Yep.
sure.
It is. But like, so the main character is obsessed with Dragon Quest, and then like is always like, it's always about, yeah, you have your hero, but your hero is nothing without your friends, and kind of thing, and that kind of like, and then there's like a little bit more to it, but like, so it's like it was kind of cool. It's like, hey. Like basically saying like, hey, this is why you're in a party. Like this is why you're going to be doing turn-based now, and like you're in like a Japanese like kind of RPG type game.
Turn-based,
now.
huh?
Turn-based.
So
Yeah.
this is after you've played almost every Yakuza. Oh, you've played every Yakuza game.
I played all of the main games because there's some side that like Japan only
Right,
games,
right.
but yeah, I played all the US,
All the numbered games.
numbered games. Yes.
Okay. So like this is the first time they've gone to this turn-based system, right? So I mean,
It's weird at first.
okay, that's
It's
how
at
was the
first it was like,
transition?
What are your thoughts on it? 'Cause I'm pretty sure you said before you're not a big fan of the turn-based.
I don't mind turn-based. No, turn-based is fine. It's at first though I wasn't sure because it's just like this is the way this Yakuza's always been. Is like
Right,
it's
right.
this action. It's like I don't know if I'm how this is gonna feel. It feels so good. Like I'm shocked. How
it's
good it feels.
The same feeling I had going into Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm used to the turn-based, and now it's not that. And
Right. It's like, well, wait a minute. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like that's kind of like it's fun. It is like a lot of fun. Because also too, because even when you're picking like certain things, there are still like kind of like quick time things that you could do to like kind of boost your attack and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's kind of neat though too, because like if you're in at some point someone does join your party, so I got two people, and it's cool because like if it's my turn and then it's the other guy's turn, if I knock the guy on the ground, but you got to be quick enough because the game is still moving, so it's kind of like more of like an active turn-based. So kind of like old Final Fantasy 7, like active turns. Like so if you're just standing there, eventually they're going to attack you, kind of thing. So you still have to still keep going. But it's great. So like if I knock him on the ground, if I'm quick enough and I attack with my other guy, he gets like a critical in because he's still on the ground. He goes and hits him on the ground then or something. So it's not like just straight up turn based. There's some still a little bit of action to it.
So you still got to think on your feet. Is that just like just plotting and pressing buttons?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. It's pretty awesome because like when someone does join your party, and you can totally tell this is totally just Dragon Quest influence because Dragon Quest plays a particular chime like every time someone joins your party.
Okay.
Yakuza has their own chime.
What?
So every single time someone joins your party, it's an image. It says this person has joined your party, and it plays the chime like every single time. It's like this is awesome. It's cool. Really cool. I got to the first mini type game that they have. It is can collecting. You're on like a bicycle with like a thing on the back, and it's like basically there's cans on the ground, and you have to like roll over them to collect them.
Okay.
But then there's other people. Like there's other hobos trying to collect them too, so like and they can ram into you and steal them.
Okay,
and like you can ram into them and steal theirs and stuff like that. And then you have a time limit and you got to get back to the goal with as many cans as you can. If time expires, you still get some credit, but you don't get all the credit.
Okay,
like basically kind of thing. So. It's interesting. It's something where that's one of the mini games where I was just like, it's fine.
So I know the fighting changed to quick times, but they still have like you're walking around the city and doing stuff like that. So that's all the same.
Yep, that's all the same. Like randomly side quests will pop up and stuff like when you're walking through the city and things like that. So it's still that's why it's like it's weird having that, but it's still Yakuza. Like it's still the same like system in a way. Like
so I've like barely dabbled in the Yakuza.
Yeah.
Should I play this game?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because you're saying a lot of things I'm liking over here.
And that's the thing. Like, so here's the nice thing about so this one is like, it's called Yakuza Like a Dragon. In Japan, they did slap the 7 on it. So it is Yakuza 7. So it is the 7th game in the series. But like the 6th game kind of ended 0 through 6. Like that was the kind of the ending. Like. I foresee some stuff. Like there was some stuff at the beginning that I kind of caught, but it was like because I've played the other games. But it's like if you didn't, no big deal. It's not a big deal. You're just like, oh, that's interesting. Why is that like that? Because at the end of the other game, it looked like this, and then that's from that, like kind of thing. So that was kind of neat. But yeah, because you start off in Kamurocho, which is where all the other games are pretty much set, and now I'm in Yokohama, which is the whole brand new town. And I have a feeling I'm going to be in here. Probably the majority of the rest of the game, if not the whole rest of the game.
Do you have any feeling for how long that game is?
I haven't looked up. I usually look up how many I forgot the other day. I was going to look it up. I just like to know how many chapters are in a game. But my guess, I saw someone on. Well, so I hear it's one of those things where you'll be playing and you're defeating enemies, no problems. You're like cool, but then you'll hit a boss and you'll get your ass whooped. So then you have to go back and grind for like 3 hours. So it is kind of still like that RPG aspect of it. So I think I saw someone said it took them around 55 hours. So it's an RPG more so.
Yeah.
How long to beat? 40 hours for main story, 54 and a half for main and plus extra.
Okay.
Completionist, 89 hours.
Nice.
We're going to talk about
which is right up Steak's alley because you usually finish like 6% of those games.
Right. Yeah.
And beat
absolutely. It. Yeah. Exactly. So if you've ever thought about Yakuza, if you like turn-based like kind of combat or like something similar to that, check it out. It's really, really good and it looks awesome. It runs so smooth. Like I'm not running it in high resolution, I'm running it in performance, and it's like I did switch it and my eyes, it was kind of jarring actually on my eyes. It does look a little sharper.
Did you do performance first and then switch to resolution?
Well, performance was the
default.
The default. Okay. And then once I finally could get into the settings, I'm like, oh, let's see what options I have here. And I'm like, okay, here's high resolution. I'm like, because the minute you switch over to high resolution, you notice it even in the menu right away. Like things like pop up a little more and stuff like that. But like the movement is you're still moving, but it's a little more, it's jarring. Like it's a little jarring.
Yeah. The only game I've done that with previously was Borderlands 3. And I started off in performance and I tried switching to the resolution mode. And I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
I'm like, this looks beautiful. It also looks choppy as hell. I'm going back.
Right. We're gonna talk about that again in a minute when we get to the big boy over there.
Yeah.
Real quick on, AC Valhalla. I forgot one thing I do want to talk about. The very first, like, all the cutscenes, I'm having, like, screen tearing like crazy.
What's his face on Twitter? Shinobi complained about that too.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's just an Xbox thing.
It's like again, this is my first game ever, like first Xbox Series X game I played on there, and the first like cutscene was just like, oh god, this is woof.
Yeah.
Like what I can see is pretty, but like it's just
I noticed,
tearing up.
Yeah, I did notice that. Yeah.
But then when I'm getting into the game, no problems whatsoever.
It's perfect.
It's
Yeah.
just the cutscenes. It's like the damnedest thing.
Which is weird because you think that would be the easier one to control.
Right.
But I mean, the game is gorgeous, and I've taken many screenshots. So anything else you played?
And then the only other thing was like I said, today I played quite a bit of Mortal Kombat 11. Oh my god, I don't know if you remember what the load times were like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like instant now.
Man, it's so crazy.
Like it's crazy. Like you pick your characters, boom, you're in. You're pretty much right into. Like it's like 2 seconds to load now. It's awesome. It looks. It runs still butterly smooth, and it looks better. I think it is sharper now. Like it's crazy.
I might download on the PlayStation because I have it. I said, and I guess I'll play with the characters I got.
Yeah.
And just maybe just toy around with it for a little bit and wait for a sale on the combat packs and things like that. Because
It's pretty.
I just want to check it out, and I have one more thing to play with. All right, other thing I did play. It was a launch game. It came out on both systems. The Planet Coaster console edition.
I downloaded it. I didn't pop it on yet.
I played it for like 4 or 5 hours, and that game is super charming. It really has a kind of a steep learning curve in terms of just like, how do I get around all these menus? Because it's and what it does is like it takes the control off of the left stick and puts it on the D-pad. Which, by the way, the new D-pad on this Xbox is amazing.
Yes.
Super clicky, feels great.
So nice.
Super accurate. So I was like, once I finally got into like switching that thing around and doing things like that, I'm really loving it. I played it through the first 2 chapters. There's like a career mode. It's just like basically a list of challenges. Yeah. The first one is just like, here's the basis how to run a park. The second one is here's how you make a roller coaster. And like I'm just getting to the third one now. It's just like, you are now running a park. It seems a little less. Again, I'm only kind of getting started, so I haven't really gotten to the challenging pieces of it yet. But like kind of zooming around the park and like dealing with issues or updating things seems very easy, especially when you're going, as opposed to like moving around the park, just going into the different individual menus. Because you have like a park management overview, and then say like there's like a comment thread, so I can see like what the most common comments are I'm getting from my park attendees. And be like, man, this new ride is super cheap. Okay, well, let me bust it up a couple dollars.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah. Man, I'm really thirsty. Okay, let me put a new drink stand somewhere in there. And like doing those things is super easy.
Oh, it's raining. Let me jack up the price of umbrellas.
I don't think they get into that much minutia. That's what I was trying to get at. But like, I feel like it's
so it's not Roller Coaster Tycoon.
It's not as crazy as Roller Coaster Tycoon. They have, I mean, the roller coaster where you can totally build it. It has the roller coasters that you manage. It has.
Can you ride them?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Nice. Yeah. Yes, you can. Even the ones when you're testing, and there's just no track.
Yes,
you definitely can.
That's awesome.
So like all that,
I need a VR
and the
version of
rides.
that.
I was like, can you VR that on
Yeah,
PlayStation?
I need that in VR.
and the regular. I guess you could if you just did like the screen view.
That's true. That's true.
What the hell are they talking about? Oh, in the like the not just like the roller coaster, but they have like other rides you can put in there too. And like you up your prestige of your park by not only putting rides in there, but also like decorating like the outside of it. Like in the tutorial mode, you're putting like a thrill ride in there, and then you decorate the outside in this like kind of like a fairy tale like witches and goblins motif. And by doing that, like you can now everyone's enjoying it, so more people are in line, so you can raise the prices on them. You up your overall prestige of the park there, which more people are coming in. So like you're just seeing the money roll in.
Yeah.
And it's not like with Roller Coaster Tycoon, it's just like you said, like umbrellas and things like that. I haven't gotten to that kind of stuff yet. It's usually just like food, drink, keeping everything staffed. Like I have like people working concession stands and janitors and security guards and things like that. I don't think it gets that far. You can adjust the individual prices of the foods and drinks.
Yeah.
And they have little games you can play too, and you can adjust like a little like they're like crane games. You can have like a line of crane games and make money that way. And you can adjust the probability of people winning and losing and things like that too. So like there's a lot of little things like that, but like I don't think I've even had any weather effects happen yet.
Okay.
But again, I'm super early into it. But just like the presentation of the tutorials is just like people that like the park manager comes in and tells you about these things. a park influencer lady comes in and be like, here's how you make your park more, more appealing to the general population. Then the chief financial officer comes in and is like, here's how you make a ton of money. Don't worry about ethics. Like, it's very tongue in cheek and very cute, and they have like the ride engineer who's just like a math nut and just like things like that, and they'll have their little jokes and little quips and things, and even just like the music is very, very cheerful, and it's really a joy to play once you get past to like, okay, why can't I just click the ride to see the person? Oh, because I'm pressing the wrong button. Okay, now I got the right button, and it's one of those things. It's like once you get past that initial learning curve, it's really a joy to play, and I am really liking it. Cool. I want to get into like the full-fledged full park thing going on and see how that all works. And once I get into
tycoon,
when I get really into like you have 20 people on your staff and you have 9 rides, and like when we start getting a little more crazier, I feel like I'm gonna be in the menus a lot, moving things around, but like overall, I'm really liking it.
Cool. I can't wait to dive into that.
Yeah, it's totally worth your time. Like I said, honestly, God, it looks really pretty too.
I was obsessed with Roller Coaster Tycoon when I was younger, so that's why I'm like, oh, this looks like back then.
And the ride, like I said, I remember like the Roller Coaster Tycoons, you're making your roller coasters. This one is like really in depth if you really want it to be, but also has like emotion where I can highlight 10 parts of the track and smooth it out. So it's not like so you're kind of like you're using the thing trying to get close and be like, okay, let me highlight these things, smooth it out, does it for you, all good.
Cool.
And then they have then you test the rides and you test excitement, nausea, and fear. Yeah. And there's like a sweet spot of all three of them. 10. Yeah. The very first time I made one, it was a disaster. I was pulling like 9 G's in this. You're like in a space capsule on this.
Nice, I like it.
So like that thing. Okay, so if that's a downside for that you park in that game, it's all fake.
It was nausea. It was like the full nausea rating the entire time.
If you had that, you'd have every thrill seeker in the country coming to your damn park.
I forgot to put brakes in. So it's like zooming into the end of the ride and stopping, like stopping, and then the G-force were like off the charts, and
you just wrecked all their internal organs.
I just snapped every neck on this ride, so I had to tone that down a little bit.
I like it.
So it's just fun, and like there's just so many different loops and options, and and they have like different types of roller coasters. The shooting out ones, they have the ones that go back and forth. They have the traditional roller coasters. They have all kinds of really fun stuff. I'm really interested to dive into, and it's one of those things where I like playing it while I'm like listening to like a podcast or something like that. Like it's one of those type of things.
Not a game where like, I mean, you're not trying to follow a story there, so you can listen to a podcast or music or. Have the football game on your other TV.
And they totally just have like the
terrible football games on your other TV.
I'll talk about that. But it's like, it's just, oh man, you totally derailed me. What was I going to say? There's also like, now I'm talking about campaign, but you have this like freeform mode too, where it's just like, you just have a blank slate. You just want to just make roller coasters, have fun.
I think the later Roller Coaster Tycoons had stuff like that too. It was like the default mode was the blank slate, build your park, and they also had scenarios where it's like you take over a failing park and you need to make this profitable, or you take over this park that's it's doing good business but it's way too small, or whatever the story.
It's just interesting to see like say that comment thread, being like, what are my guests commenting on, and like how can I affect that? Sometimes it's just like. The line for this ride was full. Like, well, I can't make it any longer. So, like, sorry. I'll make more rides. You can write other things.
Let me put more rails up.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry. So, there's some things like you just got like the management of the whole deal. It's just really fun. Okay, that I think. Oh, I also bought the Dolby Atmos. I plugged in. I'm just plugging my Platinum PlayStation headset.
Yeah.
And it is awesome.
Yeah.
It's also on sale right now for anyone who doesn't have it. It's. I think
it's normally. It's normally 15.
I bought it for like
$10.
10, like 10, 15 or something. It was like 30% off, whatever it was.
100%.
So I said I did the thing. I was like, man, do I want this or not? I don't know. And it's like, I can. Any headset? Okay, all right, I can use any headset. That's nice.
Valhalla supports it. Yeah.
Valhalla supports it.
Yeah.
And I did. I was like, okay, well, what the hell? I'm gonna try this out. And it was like $10. I was on sale. Like, all right, I'll buy it. It's $10. I'm excited. And yeah, it's freaking awesome. And Valhalla is, like I said, at a hammer. Dolby Atmos sounds awesome. Very squishy.
Well, that was why one of the reasons why Metro Exodus last year was very high on my list, because of the sound, because of the Atmos was incredible on that.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to kind of keep going with that. All right, so I think that's all the Xbox stuff I want to talk about. Let's talk about the big chunky boy right there.
Yeah,
Art.
It's so big.
It's so big. So, Art, you've been relatively quiet here.
Yes.
We're going to give you the go-ahead. How was your acquiring PlayStation 5 experience?
It was an adventure.
By the way, we should have somehow simulcast us on that day, just like because we had a text thread going on with like screenshots of here it is, where is it, where's it going on? Like I got mine.
You would have thought we were 12 years old. Like,
for real.
It was awesome.
I
loved it.
I really wish we were all in an apartment together, and that would have been great.
Oh man, you got yours. Where's mine?
Yeah, Steak got his first. I'm like, you son of a.
So yeah, it was an adventure.
Poor Art.
So I had 4 of them on order. So the one Steak got the first. It was from Walmart. I had one ordered from Walmart. However, it was the first one I ordered, and since everything on pre-order day was such a giant clusterfuck, I just went to my Walmart account, like hit yes, order the thing. Come to find out later, it's shipping out to my parents' house in Indiana, which it arrived first. So I ended up having my stepfather came out the next day to get my son. I'm like, you want to grab that box I'm working with? Thanks. Leading up to launch day, Best Buy had said it was going to be delivered on launch day. Target had said it was going to be delivered sometime between the 13th and the 18th.
Yep.
And then there was also Amazon, which said it would be delivered on launch day. Amazon showed up on launch day. It wasn't until about 4 o'clock.
Yeah, you're the last of us to get it.
Yeah, 4 in the afternoon maybe. So I got that one on launch day, so that one was whatever, mostly uneventful. Best Buy didn't ship it until launch day, which they didn't care to inform anyone of that at any point in the process. That showed up on the 13th, so not a huge deal. And Target's had shipped out. It shipped out on the 11th, but it was late at night, and I knew there was no way I was getting them on the 12th. It showed up on the 13th, even though the delivery window said 13th to 18th, and some people were getting confirmation saying it wouldn't get there till the 18th. So at the end of the day, it was fine. I got one on launch day. I ended up getting everything that was coming to me. Let's talk about receiving these things. The one I got from Amazon, they put it in a brown paper box. I got it. The corner of the box was split.
Oh.
The padding inside the box was a single sheet of brown packing paper.
Mine was similar, minus the rip in the box. My box was perfect. But I had the same.
The console box was fine.
Yeah.
The Amazon brown box was split in the corner. Unfortunately did not get it in one of the Mario boxes they're shipping out.
Yeah, I didn't get it either.
I'm still waiting to get something from Amazon in one of those boxes.
I've gotten a bunch of boxes recently. None of them were Mario boxes.
Yeah, me either. But end result is it works fine. So I'm still really annoyed at the shitty packing job, but no harm, no foul. Walmart's was in a brown box with a single, like, box length sheet of like those air bubble things.
Oh, yeah,
not like bubble wrap, but the big
ones.
the big air
Yeah,
bubbles, like along the side of the box. Best Buy's was in a box that was way too big for the product, but had plenty of air pockets in it. I can't remember Target's too much.
How was your Target?
I'm not even
delivery?
sure.
Oh my god!
The outside of the box is fine. I don't even know if I've opened that box yet and looked in it.
You probably should.
I was like, check, make sure they sent you the right one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Target for me, that was a disaster. That was horrible. The box was like, I'm shocked I got it. Let's put it that way, because the box was practically open.
Yeah,
it was split on the side, practically open. I mean, the inside job was nice. It was fully wrapped in bubble wrap. Like the whole system was fully wrapped. So I was like, oh, well, that's nice. But it wouldn't have mattered if someone actually just went like this to one of the sides of the boxes. They could have perfectly saw what it was in there and just taken it.
Yeah.
It was very flimsy. It was just one piece on the top and at the bottom of their brown Target tape, and it was like just unraveling. It was terrible.
So
Walmart was fine.
I only have one to my house, and I know y'all don't know the geometry of the Chicago suburbs, but my house is positioned between LaGrange and Harlem, and I had the UPS tracking that showed me right where my driver was. I'm like, awesome.
That's
I got the
the
window.
worst thing ever.
I didn't have that, and it's probably a good thing. Because I would have been out in my car hunting that motherfucker down.
So I was like just watching, the truck driver, and my delivery was between like 12:30 and 3:30. Fine, whatever. As 11:55 rolls around, it is on LaGrange, which is a major street, somewhat by my house between LaGrange. My house is between LaGrange and Harlem,
Both of which are major streets.
which are major streets. He's on LaGrange. He's still on LaGrange. He's at this one spot. He's at LaGrange. He's at that one spot. He's at that one spot for almost an hour and a half. So I'm like, okay, I'm still within my window. I'm all good. Whatever. It's all good. And then I come back to my phone a little bit later, update it. He's now in Harlem. He has gone past my house from LaGrange to Harlem, and now he's at Harlem. I was like, this can't be real. So now he's at that place in Harlem. He hasn't moved. He's at that place for like another half an hour. Beth comes home with some groceries. I go help her with the groceries. I come back in, refresh my phone. Your PlayStation at the front door. All right, awesome. So I run to the front door, open the front door, and the cupboard is bare. There's nothing there, and I am now losing my mind. I go back to my phone and said, "Is I at your front door?" I go back to my front door. It's not at my front door. Like I walked away for 5 minutes, and someone porch stole this thing off me. Like, this can't be real. I am losing my mind. Beth's like, "What's wrong?" It's like, "Let me tell you what's wrong," and I roll up the whole thing was wrong. I go out the front desk.
I'm sure at that point you got a very calm. Okay, settle down.
No, I go to the front. I go to the front
She
door.
didn't even bother trying to reason with you.
No, like, let me check one more time. Maybe it's down the porch or something.
Right. Maybe they put it in the bushes or something.
So I go out the front door. I don't see it. However, in the distance, I see the UPS man. He just clicked the button early.
And this is, you see the UPS man. You're sitting there with your arms crossed, angrily tapping your foot.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, well, he has.
He walks up and, dude, what the fuck?
Then he walks out, walks to the house across the street from me. I'm like, mother. This can't be real. He walks back to his truck, grabs a big box, brings it to me. Do I got a sign? No, you don't got a sign. Awesome. Thank you. Bring it in. It's all good. I have it. There's a very tense 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
But I got it. It's all good. Beth got to see me panicking about a toy. But that was the worst part of the whole thing.
Well, I had the same thing happen to me years ago with a laptop I bought. Like, in my first job, I needed a computer. I'm like, I'm going to buy a laptop. I bought it. It said it was delivered. I'm doing laps around my parents' house because I still live with them. Like, I'm crawling in the bushes looking for this thing.
Yeah.
I called UPS. I'm like, hey, your thing says it's delivered. It's not here. It's been 5 minutes since it said it was delivered. Where is it? Okay. Oh, the driver still has it. Sometimes they just check that and they drop it off on their way home.
Then it's not delivered.
That is the most horrible thing, because that to me that means that's the easiest way to steal something.
Yeah.
too.
That's what I told him. I'm like, yeah, that's like $1,000 computer in there. Don't tell me it's delivered and have me panicking around the house when it's not delivered.
Ugh. So we've all acquired them. All right, they're all in. They're all plugged in. I'll start with my install thing.
Well, before that.
Yeah.
So we talked about the unboxing with that.
Yeah.
Unboxing of this.
Yeah.
Complete opposite.
So boring.
There's
So
no production there.
So boring.
You open it up, there's a handle. You pull the handle out of the box. That other box was just a sleeve for decoration.
Yep.
You have a white box with a PlayStation logo on it. You open it up, there's two recycled paper ends, and it's wrapped in tissue paper.
Yep.
The wires and everything are in a white box you open up.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
There's no sizzle. There's no showmanship.
No.
Nothing.
No. Yeah.
Super lazy.
Xbox definitely wins on that one. It's not even close.
And the box is a lot more plain, I feel like, too.
Your date showed up in sweats and a t-shirt. This one showed up in a cocktail dress.
It was.
That's right.
It really did. So anyway, all right. I get it hooked in, turn it on, boot it up. It wants to find my old PlayStation 4 to transfer everything over. All right, cool. So I unplugged my PlayStation. I plug it back in. They find each other to transferring. Something I super appreciated but didn't need to use during the setup session. Like, if you have a game, put it in right now. We'll start downloading stuff as we're doing.
I was
everything
same
else.
boat, but that was an awesome prompt to be like, hey, we'll start installing your game while we take care of the rest of this.
Super smart. Like, I just thought that was like a new. I've never seen that before in a setup before. I don't know how they're loading and setting up at the same time. Like, I don't know how that's going.
Right.
Oh, really quick, back to this.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I used the app to set up my Xbox.
Oh, totally. Me too.
So while it was updating, I set up all the settings on my Xbox. So after it was done, after it restarted, boom, all my settings were done already. I didn't have to do anything else. Like,
Totally
that
forgot
was
about that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
I use that too. You can use the app here too to like link
Yeah.
your account, so I didn't have to like
Oh,
log in.
That's what I did. Super easy too.
Yeah.
That was so nice. Just scanning the QR
Yep.
code.
You scan the
Doesn't
QR
type
code.
all that shit in.
It found both. It found my original one and it found the kids one too. So it found them both and put them both in. So they're both all set. I said they're downloading transferring all the save data, all that stuff from the old one. I had to save it in the cloud anyway, but whatever. So get all hooked up and it was just like, and you're off. Like it was super simple.
Controller update.
Yeah, controller update. Forgot about that. So controller update and you're good to go. Then I plugged in my hard drive.
No. Yeah.
There's a lot going on when I plugged that in. So I just obviously it just keeps finding them and finding them and finding and finding and finding and finding and finding and putting more things on. It has a few updates here and there there's a bunch of things that had to get updated. And that was all fine. I mean, it all worked okay. And then I got to like 3 or 4 games that required me to put the disc in, which I thought was very weird. I don't know if it's just like checking for the license. Do I have the digital version of that game now? Because it was like a couple. It was kind of like my offshoot games. Like it was like the Danganronpa 1 and 2 and 3 like package. It was Blood and Truth, and it was The Occupation, which I haven't even played yet. And like a couple of just like weird one-off thingies.
I've got 19 of them. I need to pop in.
Oof.
But it's like Xbox, 19 errors because I haven't popped those in.
I had 3. It was Final Fantasy VII Remake, Last of Us Part 2, and Borderlands 3. And I just ended up going in and deleting them from the system so I get rid of the stupid errors because Final Fantasy VII Remake, beat it, don't know if I'll ever play it again. Last of Us 2, it's going to be a while before I get to that, and that error bubble is really annoying me.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3, I'll reinstall it, whatever, it's fine.
But it's like literally like only the last few like megabytes. So I mean, it's like you plug it in, done.
Oh, right. That's what it is. It downloads the whatever update it needs, but then it won't install the update. That's
right.
what it is. It's
Which
you put in the disc, which
so
is super annoying.
Yeah, it's annoying, and I'm curious because you said like, is it checking for a license? Well, it shouldn't be checking for a license when I'm installing an update. It should be checking for the license when I go to play the game.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. That makes no sense. So yeah, that's super annoying. So every time I load up, here's what you've missed. 19 notifications. I go in there. It's the same error.
It was
like, right.
it was today. I went in there and saw the errors again, and I hit like retry on all of them, and it gave me the error again. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm done with this. Delete, delete, delete.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like a weird thing that I didn't
Yeah.
anticipate. So then then everything, but it seems like everything was fine. What was kind of weird was like I pre-ordered the digital version of Miles Morales on the PlayStation 4, so that automatically transfers over, whatever it is. So I download the PlayStation 5 version. It shows up on the very first bar of the UI. I'm like, all right, cool. But it's like download. Like I already downloaded it. I already downloaded it, but it's saying the PlayStation 4 up there. So just like, why is it giving me the PlayStation 4 version over and over again? Turns out, once you click on like the options button on the square, you can switch like what version it shows. So like I decided I had to switch it over to the PlayStation 5 version, and now it's no problem at all. I press it now. Like if I'm in the game, it'll go right back into the game. Otherwise, it will launch the game.
Okay.
So there's like little weird stuff like that. Some of the UI is not great to start off with.
Yeah, they really needed some kind of tutorial for the UI because it's a big change after pretty much 15 years of essentially the same thing between the 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And as I've used it more, it's fine. I can find the stuff I needed to, but like day one when I set the thing up and I can't figure out how to turn my fucking system off. Put it in rest mode. I'm like,
Oh my god, that took
tap
me
it.
so long.
I'm like, for
holding down the button. Like, come on.
Exactly. For 15 years, I'm holding down the PS button to get that menu, and I'm doing it now, and it's doing nothing. Because it turns out holding down the home button takes you to the PS button takes you to the home screen.
Correct.
And I was already on the home screen, so I'm holding the button down, so it's doing nothing.
Yeah. So like it's like, I mean, again, it's like a nitpicky thing, but like to turn it off, it's like you got to tap the PlayStation button, go down to that menu bar that pops up at the bottom, go over to the left, so it wraps around to the right to turn, to actually pull up the power options. It's like, why am I circling around here? Like, and then there's all these different customizable options. Like, all right, cool, I'm gonna press the customize button, I can get things where they need to go.
Right.
And then, know what? No, you can't customize some of these buttons. You can customize which ones are
5
on
buttons
and which ones are off, but not like where they're at in terms of like
and also,
the order.
you can't customize all of them to be on or off.
Right.
Like 2/3 of them are required.
So weird.
So yeah, it's just like OS and UI things that I had notes for. Took way too long to find basic things like the friends list and the power button.
Yeah. Agreed.
The PlayStation Store needs to be organized in some way, shape, or form. So Like you were talking about your issues with playing Miles Morales. I pre-ordered it through the PlayStation Store, but I pre-ordered the PS5 version. I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah.
So that one was easy enough to find. It's on the main page of the store. You go, you click on it, you hit download. It was fine. I also pre-ordered Sackboy. That is not on the main page. Mm-hmm. So I'm searching Sackboy. Okay, cool. It shows it in the list. I click on it. Not eligible. Or like it wants me to purchase it. I'm like, fuck you. I already purchased this. I type in the whole name of the game. Search. First option. Wants me to purchase it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it took me, 5-10 minutes to sit there and realize, oh, that's the PS4 version. Why the F will you not let me filter by which... just always show me the PlayStation 5 version. I'm done with PS4. PS4's it's dead. It's gone. I don't want it.
I mean, it knows what system you're on.
Right.
Oh yeah, and like I said, when you go into like your installed games, like it'll say like the installed games are just the ones that you have, like on the internal hard drive.
Yeah.
So like, and when you do like the ones that have like all games available to you, all the ones that are on the external hard drive, like you can filter PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3. Yeah, it's just weird.
Some other notes I had here. I've been having a significant number of issues with the device crashing in rest mode.
Really?
Yeah. And every time it comes back up after crashing in rest mode, it gives an error about the external storage, and you have to rebuild the external storage. And they released a OS update yesterday, being Tuesday. I haven't had it happen since then. So fingers crossed they fix that, because that was getting real. It was to the point where I was just turning it off when I was done every time. Because
the only rest mode issue I had one time was, so it was in rest mode. I hit the PlayStation button on my controller to turn it on. It turned on, but then it came on the screen came up. Please press the PlayStation button, and I was pressing it. Nothing was happening. I even tried plugging in the controller, pressing it. Nothing would happen. So I had to completely shut down the PS5, reload it. Everything worked perfect, and I haven't had any issues since.
Weird.
Yeah.
Some other stuff. Personal annoyance, but I don't like the fact that you can't use PS4 controllers on PS5 games. If it's a game where I want to turn off all the DualSense options, what does it matter?
And like I can play those games without 4K and 60 frames per second and things like that if I wanted to. Like, why can I not play it with the haptics on and things like that, and then use a PlayStation? Like, you have like a PlayStation 4 controller mode or whatever it is.
Right.
Or like, I agree with that too.
But like,
I understand certain games require because of whatever, but for the most part, it's like, no, I shouldn't have to do this.
But like, if I'm playing, Call of Duty multiplayer, having the haptic trigger, the pressure sensitive triggers and whatever is actually a hindrance. So I turn that off. At that point, I'm basically using a DualShock 4.
Right.
Right.
So I don't understand why I can't use that. I'm sure it's a money issue and they want to force adoption, but still, it's annoying. I do like that you can choose the defaults for all games. You can choose whether it's in performance mode or standard. Nice. You can choose the standard difficulty setting.
Yep.
I think you can choose a default controller setting, whether you want to use inverted.
Yes, you can. Yes, you certainly can.
X's for.
Also, you can also do subtitles and things like that.
Next time I go over to Mike's house, I'm going to reset that to invert.
No. Yeah, but
every time we're just gonna you distract them, I'll get it.
You do normal Y invert, but inverted X. I'd be really messed up. Both ways would be wrong.
Load times are super fast.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
I think I could be in a game of. I'd be playing Spider-Man in about 15 seconds.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about Miles Morales here in a minute, but like the fast travel in that game is like, it should be called like stupid fast travel, because it's like you click where you want to go and then you walk out of the subway. And there it is. Like, it's literally like just switching the screens. It's unbelievably fast.
On the, whatever, the home bar or the home screen, there's the top news. Mm-hmm. I wish that was more geared towards my interests.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a Fortnite story on there since launch.
Yep.
I could give two shits about Fortnite.
I've never had that. I've actually had stuff that's like, I've had like the
I've
had Spider-Man.
I've had, it seemed, today I went in there and it was
Sackboy,
more,
I think one day.
It was more, me-centric. The top story was Rainbow Six update.
Oh.
Okay.
I saw you.
I wonder if one of those things where just over time it's going to learn.
I hope so.
It is new.
I think. Yeah.
I wish it. I wish it would look at my past games that it has the hours for, and not put Fortnite in there.
Right.
Which we'll get into that in a second.
Uh-oh.
And also another thing that I greatly appreciate: automatic game updates have been working like a champ.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Well, that was one of my
the PS4.
That was one of my biggest issues with the PS4.
Never worked.
Was that it never worked, and I'd have to see on Twitter that there was a Rainbow Six update, and it's like, all right, let me remote into my PS4 and fire it up so the update starts, and I'll put it in rest mode and go back to my day. I've had an update. Rainbow Six came out. Another one came out. Update came out for Astro's Playroom. They both installed automatically while I was offline.
Yep.
There was a system update that it downloaded while I was offline. And
Didn't even know it happened, actually.
it didn't install. It gave me the option to install when I booted it up, which that might be a setting I have set, or
I think so.
maybe I just caught it at the right time.
Did. Yeah, I think mine automatically, because I never got an option or anything. I think it just automatically updated.
Yeah, but those are my UI thoughts.
All right. Let me throw a couple in real
Sure.
quick. No media player is kind of weird. I don't know if I don't think it ever. Except I didn't even use mine on PlayStation 4 because literally like it just disappeared on my system, and the only way I can get it back is I completely formatted my PlayStation 4, which was just way too much work for something I was going to use twice.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, not having one on that feels weird to me, especially when you're like having like your first like dedicated 4K like for real system. But not a big deal. One thing that I asked you guys about it was like the USB piece of it, because there's 3 of them on there, and now the camera, if you have the USB adapter, it goes into USB. So now I have two USBs in front or in the back, one in the front. So I have the adapter for the camera on the back. I have the external hard drive, which has all the VR games, and up front is either one of two things. It's either going to be the processing unit for the VR, or it's going to be the platinum headset thing on there. Now, granted, I could use a platinum headset by plugging it into the controller and things like that, which I get, but it's just like, I don't know. I want it to be wireless. I paid that money for it to be wireless.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like it to be wireless and have it all together.
Yeah,
and the platinum headset works really well with the PlayStation VR.
Right.
Like, it fits perfectly.
Right.
It was designed together. And unless I unplug my USB drive, I can't do it.
Yeah, that was I had notes just on the piece of hardware in general, and USB-C port. Your USB ports is one of my complaints. Like, why aren't there more? This is basically what we had on the last system, and it wasn't enough then.
Right.
And like the USB-C up front, I don't know really what I'm going to be using for that.
So
I do have an adapter, to normal USB to USB-C, but I didn't try it.
Another gripe I have is, why didn't the damn controller ship with a USB-C to USB-C cable?
Oh, 100%.
I went out and bought one
100%.
because I don't want to keep plugging and unplugging stuff in the USB-A ports.
Right.
But what would it have cost them, like 15 cents more to ship a USB-C cable? I think that's really annoying. And otherwise, like, what am I supposed to use this port for?
Right.
None of your accessories use USB-C.
Right.
It's super weird.
It is very weird.
I never really thought about it until I actually had it in front of me and had to start thinking about the USB of this problem. But it's just like, what the hell am I supposed to do with this thing?
If that was just a normal USB, it'd be so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, either make it a normal USB or give us a USB-C cable to use for the controller and charging.
Right.
Which theoretically would allow you to charge your controller faster.
Right.
I wonder if my adapter would work. I should really test that out.
What?
I have a USB to USB-C adapter.
Yeah.
I wonder if it would work for like, I'm
should
like plugging in like the hard drive or plugging in like the other stuff.
It should. I don't see why it wouldn't.
I'm
But
gonna
you should try
I
it.
can blow everything up. I'm gonna blow the whole thing. Anyway, what else you got?
My other thoughts. This thing is massive and hideous. I hate the way this thing looks. This looks.
I like it.
This
Actually.
thing looks like it should be a goddamn skyscraper in Dubai. Okay.
It might be.
I like it. It's funny because like through the pictures of, I'm like, all right, this is kind of weird, but whatever. But then like the minute I like unwrapped it, I was like, I kind of like this. Like it was one of those like reactions right away.
The way it's really funny how I had to like rearrange my entire like where everything is in my entertainment center because like I had to find holes that would fit these things.
Yeah.
So I have this vertically. And then right above it, I have the PlayStation 5, so it was like a T of next gen. And then right above that, I have the PSVR helmet.
Oh yeah.
So like all that like the black and white and black, I don't know, it all looks really cool all together. So like, you gotta get yourself a VR unit.
No. Had one.
I don't know.
I like especially like this. I would prefer just flat sides I can lay down on a shelf.
Well, no, see, I don't disagree with you there because are you using it horizontal?
Right now, I'm using it vertically because the bookshelf I'm using as a TV stand cannot fit this thing horizontally.
Okay, are you doing horizontal? Did you say
horizontal?
Yeah. Okay.
So eventually, I'm gonna mount a shelf above the TV and do it horizontal up there.
Does your stand click in, or is it very loose? Like if you were to move your PlayStation, it like comes right off.
No.
Like, cause like mine will not like click in.
You have it?
No, it looks like it. But like the minute, because I pressed it in as much as I could, and then right now, like when I went to and I removed it to put it over here, I just took it out and the stand was just sitting there.
If I don't think so. I feel like I did have to kind of hold it when I put it in, like when I had to put it in.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Because if I slide it, I could feel it actually start getting like like it's like, oh shit, it just came undone. I could tell.
Yeah, maybe.
It's like teetering a little bit. So it's like I gotta be really careful when I put it back on in there.
I really haven't paid attention.
They made it sound like it was gonna like clip in,
Right.
like actually like clip in, and it doesn't.
Yeah, it's like
really,
it has like the hands on
it does, but it doesn't.
and
clip.
they're rubbery, so it kinda
Right.
like, you do kind of like jam it in there, so like it's
Yeah.
but it's not. You're right, it's not great.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Other thoughts? It's super quiet,
Super,
except for the disk drive.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I don't hear. I
Yep.
don't hear either system unless it's playing a game out of a disc.
Yep.
Like when I was playing my digital games on that bad boy, didn't hear a goddamn
Yeah.
thing.
Same here.
And it runs super cool.
Yeah.
I've groped this thing in all different types of manners while it's been running a game.
Nope, it's all good.
I mean, I like,
You're
like the
all
first day I was
good.
like up top where the fan's supposed to
right.
be. I'm like, I don't feel a damn thing.
The back.
Someone
gets
told
pretty
someone
hot.
told me the back gets hot by the USB ports. I touched
Yes.
back there the other day. I didn't feel it
Oh,
felt
right.
warm. It didn't feel hot though.
Yeah, mine
Um,
felt pretty warm. Actually, it's funny when I was anytime because I've been using this now for like as my media because of the issues with the PlayStation that was going to be my media player, because Disney Plus will not output in 4K
Does this
on PlayStation 5. For
does,
some
it,
reason.
does it have HBO Max too?
Yes, it does. It has everything. Like
The
yeah,
other- okay, going back to the setup. I do like that it gives you the list of like the popular media apps. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, do you use any of these? You want to install them now?
right. That was
And,
nice.
and you just check or uncheck boxes, and it puts them in the download
Yep.
queue, and off you go.
That was really nice. That was super nice. Like I said, but unfortunately,
I
not 4K.
I have to imagine that's going to get updated with a patch.
I
somewhere.
hope so.
I think I read somewhere that the media companies, Netflix, Disney Plus, those companies, they did not get dev kits, so they could not develop a new app for
okay.
the new system.
okay.
If I were to give dev kits out, I'd give it to game developers.
Right.
Yeah,
I think that
well,
makes sense.
right, yeah. But yeah, but when I was playing Disney Plus on this, because I was like, oh, okay, let me check really quick. Disney Plus has been running like all day. It actually blows out cold air. I was like, oh, it's actually cold air coming out of this
makes no
while
sense.
Disney Plus was playing. That was weird.
All right, so what I need to do is play this in the winter.
Yeah,
Play that in the summer.
pretty much. Yeah.
I'll save on utility costs.
Well, when I was playing Mortal Kombat, that was a different. It was a different story. It was a lot different story. I put my hand there. I was like, oh shit,
Oh, wow.
it's gonna melt my PS5.
Were you blowing vape smoke into your Xbox?
Oh,
no,
God. No, we're not
I
talking
was
about
not.
All right. Any other UI and or hardware thoughts on
The only other
this?
thought I had was in regards to backwards compatibility. Games look a little bit nicer for PS4 games. They load a little bit quicker, even running from the external hard drive.
They do load quick.
So the only I played one. Okay, so I was playing one game leading up to 5 launch, and it's like I just want to get it done. So I had one night I played Astrobot Rescue Mission. I was playing it, and I finally got to the end of it, and I played the last 2 chapters. I think last 2 areas on this thing. It felt exactly the same. But I know some VR games are really changing it. But I haven't tried any other backwards compatibility yet.
Yeah, I got to I got to pop in Blood and Truth because that got an actual patch with it added like 90 hertz. It added a bunch of
upgraded
stuff.
textures of that.
And so I'm curious.
Yeah, and by the way, you guys were totally right about Astrobot Rescue Mission. That game is amazing.
Yeah.
That game is so good.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about a PSVR game from 3 years ago. We're talking about that shit. That game is amazing, though.
It is
and it
incredible.
also did really help me appreciate Astro's Playroom, which we are going to talk about here in a minute.
Yeah, that's all I have to talk about the system itself and the UI and the OS and all that mumbo jumbo.
You have anything to add on to that? That's pretty.
I hugged it when I first opened it. I really liked. I like both of them. Both of them just when I opened the box and everything. I'm like, oh, this looks great. Even when I unraveled it, but then like I held it like this, and I'm just like
like a baby.
This feels like these feel good. Like it's one of those things where we've had some systems that don't like it kind of feel cheap or whatever. You know, we're like whatever. But these, I'm like, man, these feel good. They feel sturdy. They feel, and like especially the Series X. Did you need something?
Sorry, guys.
That's
You're
it.
totally fine.
Do you know where his Wawa is? I looked at. He's crying. I'm looking everywhere, and like I looked on.
I know there was only one.
You don't
I
know
can't
where
find the
it
other
is.
one.
I
Was
can't
yeah,
find
I
the
couldn't.
one that you put him to bed with. You gave him one.
Yeah, he went to bed with one. Yeah.
Damn it. I like have the light on and everything.
Ugh.
I can't find it. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
You're fine.
You got to help?
Yeah, go ahead. Let me.
All right, we got plenty to talk about here,
Go
anyway.
ahead. But these feel next gen.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
And yeah, I totally agree with that. Like I said, they both feel like new and exciting things, which is nice.
And yeah, I mean, I touched that one for the first time today. This thing has plenty of heft to it.
Oh, yeah.
However, unboxing it, given the odd shape, I was worried about dropping the damn thing because I'm like, where do I have to take the paper off with one hand and hold it with the other hand, and where do I hold this thing? And I know these side panels can come off.
Yeah.
I don't know, in shipping, if this was jostled, are they just going to slide off? I'm about to be holding 2 panels, and the box is just going to slide out from the middle of
I
it.
was terrified I was going to grab onto like where the fins are and then just crush the fins. Like, you know what I mean? I was
Like
worried
you're
about-
touching the actual heat sink, like thin aluminum fins.
Yeah,
that,
like, I don't know. Like,
you,
yeah,
you could like put a Q-tip in there and just bend them all.
I saw the same thing. I thought at some point.
But yeah,
there's-
I was unboxing it and like I'm holding it here. I'm like, shit, I don't. It's got the
What do I do with my
slippery
hands?
tissue paper on it. I got to get that off and not drop this thing because
you don't want to.
Amazon's gonna probably give me a hard time returning it and get another one.
Oh yeah. Well, and even if like you're not going to get one until like I don't know February at this point.
Right.
Which
Which doesn't help me when I want to play it today.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Okay, let's talk about what games. What games have you played on this bad boy?
All right, so games I've played on this. I played Rainbow Six. It's fine.
Do you notice any real massive difference between the things?
Like I
or
said,
no?
the images, the environments are a little bit sharper and brighter. It does load quicker. The other thing we didn't talk about, downloads on this thing.
Yeah.
So much faster than PS4.
So
Yes,
much faster.
sir.
Which makes me wonder, okay, what the hell changed in that regard then? Because the PS4 had a gigabit network port. This is a gigabit network port, and I know they didn't revamp their whole infrastructure, so...
Well, but they might have. because
WTF.
Remember, they just also changed the way their store structure is. They changed the way.
I-
Let's say
Yeah.
everything
with their app,
is pretty
they changed,
different.
Like all the
yeah.
all
Yeah,
interchanges.
maybe they
together.
changed the back end on the store. I didn't think about that part of it.
But yeah.
because of the way the store works on the PS5 is totally different from the PS3 and PS4.
But I haven't played it yet because we talked about the last time the Target buy 2 get 1 free game. Well, we did that and we pre-ordered the games and they came today and yesterday for Call of Duty and NBA. So we're not going to talk about those today. But
I might talk about that today.
oh yeah, okay. Well, I'm not going. Anyway, I waited because I can't play the games they don't have in their hands yet. That's fine. Anyways, but like
It's not like you're opening my gift and using
Yeah,
yourself
no, I
as a
just
gift.
felt like it was no. I was going to set this up, and then like, well, I got my game. Screw you guys.
Mike, if we ever do this again, don't feel the need to do that. If I needed it that badly, I could have driven out to you.
I know.
I already had it. I was fine.
I did offer to drive it out to you.
You did, which I thought was insane. I'd be like, worst case scenario, I'll come to you or meet you halfway.
It's all good. Anyway, but like I did, Call of Duty's download is like 120 gigabytes, whatever it is, but for all the different things. I put it in there. It was done in like less than an hour.
That's pretty good. That's really good.
Pretty
Yeah.
impressed by that. Anyway.
Yeah, it actually used your internet speed.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Like, because
Finally.
that's the problem. Because the PlayStation,
Right.
because like I have, here I've got 500 meg down, which I understand I don't get that fully. Like on the Xbox, I average about 150.
Yeah,
to
no,
to 175 sometimes.
Yeah.
But on the PS4, I was averaging maybe 30. I'm like,
Yeah.
how is this possible?
Like even my PS4 would show somewhat my internet speed, like whatever my full bandwidth was, it would be reflected in the speed that the PS4 would show, but the downloads were never taking full advantage of that, even if I was doing absolutely nothing else or putting it in rest
Right,
mode or whatever.
right.
The Xbox, I've never had a problem with their download speeds.
No,
Their
it's always been
stuff's
good.
always been
Yep.
good to go.
All right. So outside of Siege, what else have you been playing?
They haven't patched that yet, have they?
no,
With, like,
they haven't.
okay, I think so.
Which is really, really fucking irritating when they said months ago that Siege will be a launch game for the
I was gonna say,
for the next generation
Yeah,
systems.
they made it sound like
And
all
then
this. Yeah,
last weekend, or it was 2 weekends ago, during one of their pro events, they went through like all the next changes for the next season and the new operator, and then they threw in there at one point, we'll have information on next gen soon. The launch of next gen was 2 days away at that point.
Jesus,
Not soon enough.
that's ridiculous.
So that's kind of annoying because 120 frames per second is kind of a big deal in a
That's huge.
first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I have played about 3 hours of Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Ooh-wee.
I am playing it in the standard mode or whatever, the resolution mode.
Fidelity.
Yeah,
Fidelity. Okay.
because I wanted to see that ray tracing.
Yeah.
The shiny puddles and the reflections in the windows of the building. It looks nice.
It looks amazing.
The other reason I'm playing it in the resolution mode is if I'm gonna play it for a while and at some point I may switch. I don't want to start in the 60 FPS mode and then go over to resolution mode and be like, I can't do this.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
what I did.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
was like, I'm in a lull. I'll try it out, and it was like, wow, 60 frames per second. I understand. now.
I haven't started. Yeah. Either both Spider-Man games, because that and the remaster. Because I popped on the I did the first mission of the remaster with the Kingpin.
Oh,
Let
yeah,
me just kind of see what, because you're swinging through the city right away. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh well, let me kind of see. looks remastered looks totally different. It looks fantastic. But that was the thing. I was like, I want the bells and whistles. I don't know if I want the smoothness yet. Yes, I will switch, but not yet.
I wish I could have been like, all right, when you're swinging, it's 60 frames per second, but when you land, it goes back to the
that'd be
fidelity
nice.
mode.
That
and
would be nice.
And like cutscenes in fidelity mode, because like
like the actual story missions and stuff. Yeah,
I did notice some of like I said. Of course, the very first one of the first few things I did in fidelity mode was to find a shiny building and go up against it, and oh my god, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But then I did the performance mode. I'm like, that blew my mind. 60 frames per second. I was like, oh my god, and it still looks really good.
For years, I've heard everyone complain about not having 60 frames per second. Now I get it.
Right.
Get it.
And then I was like, okay, that's fun. I played for like an hour. I switched back. I'm like, oh my god, what have I been doing my whole life? Like,
so you sound like me with Yakuza. Like it's how it was with Yakuza.
It's really like a drastic difference. And this is like, now I'm going to be like, what do I want to do here? And I think ultimately it's going to come down to what kind of game I'm playing. Like, I think with Spider-Man, the performance makes sense because of all faster moving and things like that. But like I don't know what Astro plays at, but like that also looked great and
that's 60.
Super
I'm
shiny
pretty sure
and
that
beautiful
was
and
because of how like smaller scale it is and everything. I think that I'm pretty sure that's 60 frames, like on top of the everything. Yeah.
So you've been playing Miles Morales too or no?
A little bit.
Okay.
I got through the first the subway mission.
Okay. You're
with the front. So that I'm like an hour or so in, like, so, and then I've been going around finding the underground stuff because that's my OCD kicking in that I have to collect everything.
And so I finished the game.
Wow. Holy shit!
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So a couple things real quick. I mean, obviously not going to spoil it for you guys and things like that, but a couple things I really did appreciate about this version as opposed to, like, in comparison to Spider-Man 2018, I think.
Yeah, 2018.
So one of our main complaints was just like all these like crime missions you had to do. They're still around. They have these crime missions, but the way that they incentivize you, to do them is you get these like. You don't get tech points, but you get tech credits or something like that.
Activity tokens.
Activity tokens, yep.
And between the tech points you get that were like collectibles you find in the area and those coins, is this how you make your upgrades happen and things like that. So like you are still
upgrades, new suits.
Yep.
The mods for the suits too, like all the different things like that. And like, so that this really does incentivize you to go do those things, but it's not like you got 4 in this part, you got 5 in this part, and you got to swing around and make sure, okay, I got one more from the mafia, whatever it is. I gotta wait around for it to queue up, and no, it's like you just kind of go about your thing. What they changed it into was you had that app, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider app, I think is what they call it. And then there's like a list of like side missions on those things, and those are ones you do check off. And those are each area does have like 3 or 4 different missions in it, and I think that is a better way to do it because you activate it. You activate it.
I'd rather do a mission than have to go find a random crime.
Yep.
And jump in there and just fight the same guys over and over. Put some kind of motivation behind it other than just checking a box.
That was the worst part of platinuming the 2018 version was like waiting for those. Sometimes I was like, that's all I had left was the crime. So I was like, all right, come on, I'd just be swinging back and forth. I'm like, let's go, pop up, come on.
I'm a big fan of the collectibles in this game. There's a couple of them that are very cool. I love Miles is great. As a character, like he's super endearing.
Just a little bit I played it. Yeah.
Oh my god,
he's great. He's absolutely awesome.
The game to me, like we can sum up in 3 hours, it's more Spider-Man. That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But they let Miles stand on his own as a character, as an environment, as an experience. At the start of the game, Peter Parker's there as Spider-Man. You guys are fighting together, and then Peter takes off on vacation.
Yeah,
that's it. And you're Miles. And
you're Spider-Man.
And you're not Peter Parker's sidekick.
And you're your own Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like, you actually feel like a different Spider-Man, which is awesome. Like, which is very cool.
And they have these little, like, almost like quiet moments, too. I don't want to kind of spoil anything, but just, like, they have a couple of, like family moments and, like, friends moments with, like, you and Genki and things like that, too. Like, his friend and kind of guy in the chair, of this game. And it's just, like, you have these moments and just, like, these genuine, just, like, man, he's just a good guy. You know what I mean? Just like, he gives you, the pleases and thank yous and you're welcomes. It's just like, he's going around and like in the opening cutscene, opening scenes, like he's helping someone load a couch into a moving van, just like little stuff like that. Like he's really a part of that community that he's in already. And now on top of being Spider-Man for that community is like you feel the weight of him being like, this is my town. This is really important to me, but I also want to be, but I got to be Spider-Man, but I want to be my own Spider-Man. So
Right.
that whole like dealing with like, am I just the new Spider-Man or am I the Spider-Man?
Right.
And it's like those things kind of go throughout the whole game, and it's
And that's-
really great.
I was like, in the early parts, you know, you come across people and you're like, oh, you're the other Spider-Man.
Yeah, like,
Right.
Like, you know when the other Spider-Man's coming back? Like just like the
Uh-huh.
crowd of people always are
Well,
constantly contacting.
Well, that was
you.
funny. Yeah, like he's walking past the guy painting the mural,
Yeah,
the
mural,
and-
yeah.
and the mural,
Then you
and
put
he's
that new
like,
guy
he's like,
there.
hey, you might want to leave a spot for that new guy.
I don't know. And then you talk to the bodega owner. And he's just like, yeah, hey Spider-Man. Oh, I was talking to my cat.
Yeah.
You know what? Regular Spider-Man like, comes around, he helps all the time. Okay, I guess you can help. You know, just like those little like kind of like insecurities, and like I really liked, you know, because in Spider-Man 2018, it's just like you were Spider-Man for a while, so
Yeah.
like
Right.
you looked.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what
You
you've
were
been
very
Spider-Man
established.
for. What was it, like 8 months or
Some-
something, or 8 years or something?
Right.
It was years. It was like 7
Yeah.
years. But this one, like you're just
It kind of picks up not far from where the first game ended.
No,
No,
it's
it's
gotta
like
be
you're
like
still learning to be Spider-Man.
yeah,
Right.
it's gotta be like a year later or something.
yeah,
like
it's,
the most.
It's not long after
No.
because you were transporting in the very first scene. They're transporting Rhino
right.
Right.
to the prison that escapes me.
Yeah, I know.
The name of it, whatever it is.
I know. Yeah.
So like that happened. That's like a little bit after the
Right.
the end of the first game and the DLC too, but whatever. But like what I really like about like the Miles, like his animation is just like he's a little unsteady on some things. Like his swinging still has a little bit of a hitch to it.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
when,
yep.
you know, when you let go of the web and you're flying through there, it's just kind of flailing
he's like,
sometimes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like, and the same thing when if you watch when you're doing like the perch takedowns, like when you're up top.
Okay.
Like you'll pull him up and he'll pull him up and you'll be like, oh crap, and he'll like recover and like he'll like recover and
Nice.
hit the guy out, and like it doesn't really affect the gameplay at all because
Right.
I still feel like it's just snapping and
Right.
it responds to what I'm doing, but kind of gives him like, oh yeah, he's a new guy. You know what I mean? He is still learning how to do different things.
Right.
There was a couple of things I want to talk about real quick about.
Well, so one thing, like you mentioned, like the parts where you're infiltrating a building, you're perched, and you can do the silent takedowns or hang them from the ceiling or whatever.
Yeah.
They put the feature in there where you click a button now and it tells you whether you're safe or not to attack that person, which is fantastic because in your eyes, you'd see this in the past, and everyone has their back turned to the one guy you're targeting, and you yank them up, and somehow one of them saw you do that.
There's I don't know if it's because you have visor perks and then you have perks in the suits.
Yep.
And one of them, I forget which one it is. Once you do that, if they're saying that they're unsafe, it'll draw a line between who's seeing him. So you can like,
Oh, that's
so,
cool.
So you can really
That's
kind
cool.
of
You can really like.
okay,
Oh,
well,
okay.
that guy can't see.
So
but
I gotta
that
get him.
guy-
I can get him over here.
Right, if I distract that one guy,
Yeah,
I can get that guy.
that's
Then
cool.
now no one's seeing this guy, so I can get that guy. So it's like there's a little more planning out, that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Those fucking challenges are back though.
Yeah, there's only a couple of them though. I mean, there's only a couple of them though.
I am
And-
so bad at the launch one. The where you.
Oh yeah.
I am so terrible at those. I did just the first one took me forever just to get silver. I'm assuming I haven't looked yet at the trophies, but I'm assuming it's like last time where you got to get at least silver on all of them, right?
So let's talk about the trophies. For
Or
a
do you have to
minute.
get gold now? Because if you just get gold, I'm gonna be pissed.
It's not necessarily gold, but to get the platinum trophy, you need to play the game twice. The whole
Oh,
game. You can play all
damn
the way
it.
through all of New Game Plus.
Well, you know what? Maybe I will just play this one all the way through on resolution mode and then do performance mode some other time.
Oh
It-
well, I was saying knowing that, yeah, that's a good point. Maybe I will do that then.
And also, they do have they have perks and costumes and
Right.
suits and
You
things like that.
gotta unlock all of them.
They can only get in New Game Plus.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
So
Of
like,
course, of
you-
course.
so you
Sure.
not only do you have to play New Game Plus to get those other things out there.
Fuckers.
There are some ones.
But
you
isn't
get-
it only like a 10-hour game? 9 hours?
I mean, if you
something
go
like
through
that?
the story stuff, yeah,
I
I'd say it's
finished
pretty
it.
short.
I think I finished it in like 8 to 10. I think
Yeah.
it was
Okay.
I forgot. I should have actually wrote it down because we
not
looked
the
at some
end- it's not the
playtimes.
end of the world.
It's not bad, but I got a lot of other things I want to play
Well,
right now.
yeah.
Well, that's the problem. There's just so much more.
Do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I will say that the last thing I want to talk about with Miles Morales is like I don't like to talk about the ending itself, but like the ending sequence had the level of action and acting and emotion that like you would find at the end of a really good Marvel movie.
Awesome.
Like it was one of those things where just like they did this really well from beginning to end, and even like the little bit post like the
Sure.
post conflict, it was beautiful. And like it's one of those things like yes, they nailed this thing. Like
Cool.
I don't want to play any more of it because I felt good about that. But I also did 100% all the different boroughs, and so that's
Yeah.
all taken care of already. So maybe I'll jump back into it a little bit later on, try the New Game Plus thing. But like, man, that ending was really, really great.
Nice.
I'm wondering. I'll look at it some other time. I was like, depending on how much you can wrap up in the first playthrough, if you can New Game Plus and really just need to like mainline the story, I wonder how quick you can get that done.
Possibly. I think they have some like the counting ones too, which is like you got to finish, 50 wall takedowns and stuff like that too. So there's a little bit of that going on too,
Bleh.
which isn't great. I found the Stanley statue.
Ooh.
Oh, I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to go find it.
I found it. So there's a lot, I was looking at the trophy list. Like, okay, maybe. Like, I finished the game. I was like, let me look at the trophy list. And how close I am. I was like, no, you got to finish New Game Plus.
No, it's aggravating. Because I was doing the same thing. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
not going to look at the list. Let me at least get through the story, and then I can. I mean, obviously, I'll collect. I'll do everything in each district because I'm assuming you need to do that. But
A
then
lot is worth
at the end, I'll look at it again.
And I mean, yeah, it's
'Cause that's what I did with the first Spider-Man. There was like a few things I was like, oh, I got to do these couple
there's
things.
some
Okay.
really, really cool collectibles. Like,
Nice.
honestly, and like some of the things you're just collecting to get to like the end game. Like you got to collect 16 of these things, and then you get to like one final mission that gives you like the reward for doing all those
Oh,
things.
cool.
It's very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to really diving back into that.
It's really good. I get to the end. It's really great.
Yeah.
Next game I've been playing, Astro's Playroom.
Oh,
The pack-in, the freebie.
you mean Game of the Year,
it's
Astro Playroom?
It's so good.
Yeah, it's so. I'd sent you guys a message last week where I'm like, the one thing Astro's Playroom is reminding me of is that the 6-axis controls for motion control are dog shit. They are dog shit.
Yeah.
But you don't use it that much.
I would say,
Thankfully, yeah.
once I got past that part, the part I was specifically having issues with, which was the hang gliding part.
Oh yeah.
Oh, with the when you're the monkey.
No.
No, monkey.
The actual like hang
The
gliding.
monkey.
Oh.
The monkey I was okay with. The hang gliding.
The monkey I was having a little issues with.
The hang gliding was a colossal. Once I figured out like the rhythm of which way I had
Gotcha,
to move that,
yep.
the monkey was
Gotcha.
fine. The hang gliding, I just want to get from point A to B. There's
Yeah,
like stuff you
yeah.
can collect while you're in there. I'm like, fuck this, just get me over there.
Right.
Once I got past that, it became enjoyable again.
Yeah.
That part really sucked. It still sucks.
I had some issues controlling when you were the ball too with the touchpad.
Well,
I was struggling a bit.
I was full on OCD. Like, I'm not leaving this area until I find all
Oh,
the artifacts and find all the puzzle pieces. And
There's
with
a
that
couple.
Ball,
There's a couple I gotta
there was
go back
couple
to.
I was
There's
just
a
like,
yeah.
you
That's
move so you use
those
like,
little
yeah,
I go back to.
Yeah, you use the touchpad to move it on some of those specifically for the artifacts. They put you on very narrow lines with no rails.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like the best part is I've started, because I have all these fun new toys to play with. I've started playing games in the basement while my kids are around. Usually I just play games at night.
Mm-hmm.
And plus stuff like Spider-Man and Astro's Playroom.
Oh, yeah.
It's kid friendly.
Absolutely.
I'm not running around shooting people in the face.
Right.
I'm not cursing up a storm because I got shot in the face. But like I'm doing the ball thing and like trying to navigate these very narrow rails, and I fall off. And the kid's like, "Oh, you died again?" I'm like, "Listen here, you little fucker! You're not even playing the game.
Okay,
You're shit
I'm
talking."
already getting aggravated myself. I don't need you
Oh, that's the thing.
adding on top of that.
I'm like, "Yeah, I died again. Why don't you go play with Legos or something?"
I remember this one spot. It sucked because there was a bumper here and a bumper here.
Yeah.
And like you had to go like all. Finally, I get okay. I'm like first. I got past the first one. I'm like, oh, okay. I stopped. I like held down the button.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I started moving. Bing! I'm like, God, dude. It took me probably like 15 times, and that little turn took me like 15 fucking times.
So I beat all the levels in it.
Yeah, me too.
As I have free time, whether I'm waiting for people to jump online to play Call of Duty or Rainbow Six, like I'm kind of go back in and like cleaning up the stuff I missed, grabbing the puzzle
Yeah,
pieces.
I gotta still do that. Yeah.
Trying to find artifacts I missed.
I got the platinum trophy.
Nice.
Get a fucking life, man. Jesus fucking
I
Christ!
love this game so much. It's just like
It's so good. It's so good.
it's like
I'll get there eventually, but I'm not like sitting down playing it at this point.
The controller is so good.
I was gonna say we gotta talk about the controller here. This is like the perfect time to talk about it. So this is kind of like again the tech demo for the DualSense.
I was gonna say, and one thing I put in here is
Yeah.
like I think people's perspective on this all depends on what you expected going in.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you expected a game, you're okay with it. You probably aren't too thrilled about how they make you use the controller in all different ways.
Right.
If you went in expecting a tech demo, you're probably not happy that you're having to go through all this game to.
Right.
But like, there's so much love in this game, and I mean, and this
So
is
good.
just like I didn't really. I mean, I knew I've been a PlayStation fan for a long time, but just like the level of nostalgia
Yeah.
in this game is off the charts. So
Yeah.
they have like we talked about the artifacts. So you
Yeah.
see there's 4 different worlds you go into, each like part of the new PlayStation. By the way, the GPU level with the GPU song playing in the background.
Yeah.
Did you find the lyrics to that?
Yes,
I
I
saw
did.
him
It was
somewhere.
awesome.
Oh my god! It's
Yeah,
so,
it was in
it's-
the underground area
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
it's
that
so-
was awesome.
It's like, oh my god, they are singing the song. I just thought it was like just sounds and stuff.
yeah,
Like,
no.
Oh no, I made out what they were saying like before that, and I got down.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, there's the words.
and then, yeah, then you,
That
They
was-
made a whole song on
you
our
see
level.
you see
That
the
was
GPU
awesome.
like in the distance, and he's just
Yeah.
just singing. I was just like, oh my god, that's so great. But that's not even what we're talking about here. Like they have the artifacts. So each one of the 4 worlds has like a bunch of either a PlayStation 2, 3, or 4 artifacts, and you find these things, and you can like play around with them. You can move them around, and once you find them, they all end up in the PlayStation Labo, which I didn't know they could use, but apparently Labo is just a word.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so.
So
I saw that too, and I was like, oh, someone's gonna get sued.
And so they have all these different things. Things like, oh yeah, I forgot about that peripheral.
Yeah.
I lost my mind when I unlocked the multi-tap. I lost my mind for the PlayStation 1 multi-tap.
How about all the PSP accessories?
know
I'm like,
nothing
I
existed.
forgot about the well, the US didn't get most of it.
Yeah, the
we didn't get
GPS, the
the
microphone.
camera, and all that. Yeah,
There was some of the accessories that popped up that I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Like the PS mouse. Like I didn't know they had a mouse.
yeah.
for the
I had no
PlayStation.
idea.
I didn't know that was
I
a
did
thing
not
either.
know the first PlayStation had a mouse.
And it's like, and then you can go into this labo, and they're all everything. Every time you find an artifact, it shows up there, and you can like interact with it. So
Yeah,
like
oh,
once you
it's
You
like,
can
some
turn
of those
on
is-
all the systems.
yeah.
you can turn them on. Sometimes things open or turn around, and just like so they got those type of things. And then when you
Playing with
actually
the
get
Vita.
yeah, you turn the Vita, and everything is like bot related.
That's
so
so
like
awesome, yeah.
it was like it's like bot charted as opposed to like uncharted.
Yep.
Just like goofy stuff like that. And then you're playing through the levels. And then you see all these different things, like a walking wire will shoot out, and it's like the PlayStation 1 cord, like plugging into the system on the other side. I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful.
The beach level, Kratos in the sun was in
Yes.
a little boat, like a bot. It was a bot, but they were dressed as Kratos and artists.
I remember that there was one I know I came across. It was one of the bots in a box, and if you punch it, it makes a Metal Gear Solid sound.
Yep.
and they see like a
And
snake
he's
like,
underneath.
comes
Yep,
out.
yep.
Dude, there's like 60 some of them in there, I guess.
All those like cameras, like anytime you saw a cameraman, he was filming a game.
Yeah.
It was they were imitating some game, and
So
that
like
was awesome.
I after I finished the game and got the platinum, I found a video online of 65 secrets. I found all of them but 2,
Oh.
and the 2 I missed was like what were they? One was Soul Reaver. I was like, no, I missed Soul Reaver. 'Cause I love that game. And then another one was like Days Gone. I was like, okay, but it was but it was a funny one that they did. Like it was
Yeah.
like, and like these little Astrobot guys, like they always are reenacting just different parts of each game. Like there's Horizon, and there's like even like Order 1882, Concrete Genie, Eco, Shadow of the Colossus.
There was one I couldn't believe. I can't think of it now, but there was one I was
Devil
like,
May Cry.
there was one I was like, holy shit! Like I know what that is. Like
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I spent so much time trying to find the guys in the blue hats because
Yeah,
the blue
yeah.
hat guys, the camera guys, like,
Yep.
oh, okay, cool. Like, I found somebody.
I
Like that.
punched the Metal Gear Solid guy so many times.
If you find Crash Bandicoot, if you punch him, his like the mask,
Oh,
the mask,
the
that
masks come out. Yep, I did
pops
that.
up,
That
you
was
put it back
awesome.
on.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
if you find those guys that interact with them, they always do something. Like
Yeah, it's so
they
much-
always
it's
always
so
do something.
fun. It's so
I found
fun.
I found Until Dawn. I found
Yeah.
Uncharted.
Oh, it is-
Tomb Raider.
it was
I was
awesome.
surprised by seeing all these, non-first party things, but
Yeah.
like very PlayStation centric stuff.
Yep,
But-
that's so good.
And like I said, it's a good game on top of all that stuff.
It really is. Like,
It's a really good platformer on top of that thing. It's just a lot. There's the levels are kind of short. Like I did platinum the game in 3 hours,
Jesus Christ.
but it's very dense. Like there's so much
There
happening.
is. There really is.
That one beach part. Like there's
Oh my God.
so much crap.
Yes.
in one screen.
I fell in love with the game because I did that level first because that was the first level I saw in all the preview stuff. I did like I said I turned it off like really quick. It's like, man, I'm gonna love this, and I turned it off.
Right.
And I fell in love with the game when I saw one of those Astrobots in the water using a UMD as a paddleboard.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's it.
Yep.
I've got it. They've sold me. That's it. It's just so charming and just like the nostalgia rush you get
Yeah.
constantly in that game. Oh, and like I said, by the way, it's a fun platformer on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say the thing that impressed me the most with that game in terms of the controller
Yep.
was when you got the ball gun. The gun
yeah.
with the balls. So like as you're like pulling the trigger to shoot these balls out, you feel the pop 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 in the trigger. I'm like, this is
lot of
well,
that.
I hear So when you guys are taking a break from that, let me know so I can borrow one of yours. I just want to go through the campaign.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I hear that depending on what gun you're using, there's like it feels different with the Call of Duty.
Well,
but that was the thing with that. Like
every
the ball,
trigger
I'm
pull
like,
feels like a trigger pull.
Right.
So if
I'm
it's
like,
an
that was
automatic, you pull it, you hold down, and it goes. If you're firing a
mind-boggling.
pistol
Like,
every time,
right? That's crazy.
And like a couple of the things that like really blew my mind. That was like there's a part where you're doing some like ice skating, and it's like that like feel.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
Yep.
yeah, just like that, the friction of the
Yep.
blade.
Well, at the beginning, when you before you even start, they're like, "Hey, press down the trigger to like," and then like you activate like the rocket in each trigger, and I'm like, "Wait a minute, I'm not all the way down yet.
Yeah.
Oh shit, no, I
Yeah.
can push further."
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, what the hell just happened?
Yeah, it was like that. It was also like that on like when you're in the frog suit with the jumping suit. Like, you can really feel the
you feel the
springiness.
springy. Yep. Oh my god.
And the claw game, like it said in the original in Astrobot Rescue Mission,
That
they
was
had
cool.
A claw game.
That was cool.
But this one is like you use the left trigger and right trigger. The left trigger like pulls down the lever to do it, and it's like you gotta like pull,
And
pull,
the right
pull,
one
pull, and
crushes
then like
the ball.
then like it's like pull all the way pull,
Yeah.
and you feel on the trigger like pull,
Yeah.
pull, pull, pull,
Yep.
and all the way down, and then you use the right one to crush it,
That's so awesome.
and it's just so satisfying.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
And then the price inside is really cool.
Yep.
And not only that, but then like one of the levels, you're in the rain with an umbrella, and you feel every droplet of rain.
yep.
Like
I saw
hitting.
on Reddit, like all the raindrops and everything, they all splash in the PlayStation symbols, like the triangle.
Oh, I
the
didn't see
square.
that.
I
That's
didn't know
cool.
even when I was
That's
playing.
cool.
But I feel like that's one of those
I'm
things.
not
that's
surprised
like,
though either.
everything, it's one of those things like where I feel like every part of this game was touched, and you know, somehow lovingly crafted into something PlayStation related.
That's
like,
awesome.
I
That's
said, even
awesome.
like platforms come out. Oh, it's the triggers. You know, it's just like
Yeah.
you jump around the
Right,
triggers to
right.
go over. It's just like it's always something, and it's always just like, man, that's really cool.
That's awesome.
Love that game.
So good.
I think I've gushed enough. I think that's all I played actually.
I got more.
Keep going.
I played Sackboy: A Big Adventure.
Ooh.
Me too.
About 3 hours
back
into that one.
into
I'm only like an hour or so in.
All right, so I just finished the first world. I think,
Okay.
I think there's like
I'm not-
I think there's 5 worlds in the game.
Okay.
So getting through the first world, playing through, I'm like, all right, it's a fun, nice, chill game. Pretty good 3D platformer.
Looks fantastic.
Looks awesome. You get to that second world, boy, does the difficulty ramp up.
Oh, really?
You are suddenly playing a platformer. You are not just fucking around with Sackboy. You have a lot more enemies and things you have to
That's
jump
exciting.
over and avoid. And
Because that first world, like everything I've gone through so far, I'm like, okay. I've had a couple parts where I'm like, I got hit. Damn it, that was my stupid
Yeah.
mistake. But it's like not that bad.
I misjudged the depth on a jump and I fell off a ledge. Whatever. Now the second level actually turns into a platforming game for you,
Cool.
so you get to avoid stuff, and they have like the grabbing mechanic, and
Yep.
you'll like. There's a level in the second world where you're basically on platforms on levels, and there'll be laser beams, and you have to jump, and there'll be one sliding on the side next to you, like the spongy wall. You have to jump and grab onto it and slide past the laser beams.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
It's
Nice.
I really like it so far.
No, it is a lot of fun. And it's crazy. Like the level design's amazing. The music is incredible.
I was gonna say in the first world, there's a level where the music is Uptown Funk, and you're playing along to the song, and like
You're playing along to the song.
as you hit key moments, like it'll take you into like an automated part, and it beat.
Oh, really?
It's to the beat. It's
Yeah.
insane. Like that one part. Like when you enter that one part and it goes to and your scroll. It's like scrolling to the left.
Yeah.
Or scrolling to the right. Yeah. Like it's like things are happening and it's like you hear the song in the background and it's going. Like I'm like, this is
Very cool.
insane. And then also because there's a lot of in that level there's a lot of like moving aspects. So like and it's to the beat though.
Yeah.
So like if you're waiting for a platform, it's like okay, well you're hearing the beat. You see the platform moving to the beats and stuff. Like it's like that is awesome.
Yeah, and there's another level like that to another popular song
Cool.
in the second world. I'm hoping there's one like that in every world.
I would assume
because it's really cool the way
it
they
is
did that.
neat. But that game, like I said, that was one of those games where they only showed it that one time. They showed it a quick trailer for it. And I'm just like, you know what? This is gonna be one of those games where like it's not going to do anything like as far as I think like crazy, like mind blowing or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be fun. It's going to be what you want it to be. And honestly, it looks even better than I thought it was going to look. Like it's so sharp. Like it looks so good. Like something, and like when they like zoom in like on Sackboy too, like you see like you know how it is like with the arm, like you got the little bits, like you see like the little bits, and it's insane how detailed that game is.
Yeah, and as you go through, collect balls and bells, and
Yeah.
the bells you can use to buy different costumes.
Yep.
Which I haven't seen anything that's. I saw one that I bought that I had to have. Most of them I could really care less about.
How about the punk rocker one?
I
That,
did-
that was early on. I was like, just let me
And,
put something
I think
on.
at the start of the second world, there's a luchador outfit.
Oh,
Oh,
So
yes.
I have luchador Sackboy running around.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like it so far. I
Yeah.
mean, if it keeps up the way it's been so far, it might end up being my favorite 3D platformer.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Watch out.
So, yeah, there's that.
Hot take.
Man, okay, I know what we're talking about here, but what a really great launch this ended up being. Just like, I can Astro really, I could gush about Astro Bot. I can make it a whole 2 hours from that. I swear to God, I love that game so much. Like, I really love that. I'm really digging Valhalla a lot. Miles Morales was a joy. It was just like so many games.
Yakuza is
Yakuza,
fantastic.
And just hearing about Sackboy too, it's like, man.
Yeah, Sackboy is fantastic.
I'll
check
say,
that out.
yeah, when you are looking for another game to play, grab it.
Sackboy.
It's really
Yep.
good. Other game I've been playing, Call of Duty Cold War.
Ah.
I've played about 15 hours of that.
Ooh, man, I really should have played that game.
Yeah,
But I got a platinum and finished 2 games. so I
there
feel
you go.
alright.
Zombie mode is still confusing as hell.
Man, I have been.
I think part of it is like I jumped into that after Andy been playing it, and he's just like, "All right, we gotta go here, and we gotta go here, we gotta do this, and we gotta do that." So I'm just going where I'm told. I don't understand the logic behind all of it. Like I need to go in there like once by myself and just be like, "All right, here's what I'm doing and what I need to do." Okay, now I understand
Sure.
what all this stuff does. Multiplayer is still Call of Duty multiplayer. I enjoy it. I enjoyed Modern Warfare's multiplayer. This one is, I think, is still good. I'm running into a lot less of the run, slide, jump people.
Interesting.
I'm wondering if that's because it's new and there's not any modded controllers or keyboard and mouse accessories yet. So I'm actually playing on a level playing field with people.
nice.
I still sit there and have extreme highs and lows as far as games go. But yeah, there's that.
Next time you jump on it, you let me know.
All right. There's a new multiplayer mode called Dirty Bomb,
Oh yeah.
which is like some cross between multiplayer and battle royale.
That was in that beta that I played before. I think that's what I was talking about.
Okay. Yeah, you have squads of 4 people. There's 5 bombs. You have to collect uranium, deposit in the bomb.
Yep, that's what.
And you have to try to detonate the bomb. When there's 20 uranium in a bomb, you can detonate it. It's when you put uranium in there, like my team could put it in there, another team could put it in there. Like all the teams contribute to it to get up to that 20, and then anyone can detonate it. And whoever detonates it gets points for it. And whoever gets the point goal by the end wins.
How long does it take to detonate it? 'Cause in the beta, it took forever.
You have to hold the button down for quite a while for it to actually be detonated.
Okay.
But once you get there, there's no disarming it. It's
Oh yeah.
when it's
once you
detonated,
get it,
it's
done. Yeah.
But no, it's like you have to like talk to your teammates, and be like, "Hey, I'm going to detonate. Cover my ass." And you know, if there are people sitting there watching over you, making sure you don't get picked off. Definitely requires teamwork. If you sit there and you're charging in one at a time, you're gonna get slaughtered. Yeah, and it has the battlefield aspect too, where you can spawn on your squad mates.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things like if 3 people get wiped out, hey, 4th guy, run away somewhere close.
That was my main complaint when I was playing with randos. It was just like everyone's just everywhere, and it's just like I get the game, but like no one's talking to each other or whatever it is.
Right.
Like, playing in a squad, I think would be a vast improvement in playing that game.
Excuse me. Yes. And I haven't even touched the campaign yet.
Oh,
However, super annoying point. The campaign installs not on the disc at all. You have to go in and download the campaign.
Oh my god.
There are 3 separate downloads to get the full campaign.
That's why it does not take up my entire hard drive.
My god. Jesus.
The other thing on the box that I freaked out about initially is on the back of the box it says 285 gigs minimum. In total, it only takes like 130. I think Activision already commented on that and said that they're planning for future updates. In the future, it may take more space. I think they just shot high with the number.
That's 1/3 of the PlayStation 5 hard drive.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It is good. I do like knowing that. So on the downside, you have to download the whole campaign. On the positive side, I'm pretty sure I can delete the whole campaign and keep the rest of the game on
Well,
there.
right.
That's
yeah.
a good point.
So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I've only played the multiplayer in Zombie so far. I'm enjoying the multiplayer.
Is Warzone built into that game still?
Warzone is a separate game that you can launch from the menu of this game.
Okay. That makes sense.
However, the one time I tried, I think I was trying to join a party and having problems, and I just clicked on Warzone, and it tried launching the other game, and it crashed my whole goddamn system. But that was like day 2 of the game being out. So
Okay, speaking of crashes, real quick, I did have one. I had a crash in Miles Morales literally during the last bit of the end fight.
Oh.
I finished the end fight. So it crashed, and then it got me like right back to where the video began. So I didn't. And crashing on PlayStation 5 is like it crashes. I turn it off, turn it back on. I'm right back where I am.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that big of a deal. It was like no.
Yeah.
I thought I had to do the whole fight over again.
I'll say that you still have that fear from history
Oh, yeah.
of what a crash means.
2, this glitch has been going around, but I got the glitch where Miles Morales turns into random pieces of the environment. Have you seen that at all yet?
No.
So I was like,
I saw the brick one. Brick turns into a brick. Yep.
So all of a sudden, I turned into like a heating lamp, and I was a heating lamp in a cutscene, and I was like, the cutscene's over. I'm still a heating lamp. I can jump. Let's see if I can swing. So I swang around as a heating lamp for a while. Then all of a sudden I turned into a dumpster. And then I turned into I was a little white dot for a little while. Then I turned into a snow texture.
That's amazing.
And then I turned into a street barrier. And then I was just completely disappeared. And then I was like, there's a crime committed. Let's see what I can do. So I was basically fighting as completely invisible Spider-Man for a while. Not just the camouflage one you can do in Miles Morales. But
My God.
I just saved the video. I was in the middle of uploading it. Then I found like 5 million people already had this problem. Like, I'm not going to do that. But
Everyone else has done it.
yeah, it's not fun.
It's not special.
But it's like I was Spider-Man. All of a sudden, there's a cutscene. I'm like, I'm a lamp. Like, what the fuck? It was like, and I can
funny.
swing. It was really, really entertaining.
That's all I got.
So you got? Do you ever play anything else? Is that it?
I played one more thing.
What did you play?
A PS4 game.
Ooh.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Melody of Memory.
It's a new game. I'll allow it. I'll allow
It's
it.
a new Kingdom Hearts game.
I'm leaving.
Well, kind of.
Only kind of what you're saying. I have to go to the bed.
No, I was like, don't leave. You got over-unders to go.
We still have to talk about our hours we played in games.
We got a lot to go.
Right.
But yes,
No
but
one play
no.
Bugsnax? No one play Bugsnax?
I am no. I downloaded it. I have not played it yet. I'm like a little over 6 hours into that one. I played quite a bit of that. It's a rhythm game. It's fantastic. The World Tour. If you've never played Kingdom Hearts and you like rhythm games, this is actually the one to get into. Because the World Tour, you actually start at the beginning of the saga, and it takes you through all the games, and that's how you unlock so you're unlocking songs from each of the games, and but then after you complete a certain amount, there's a cutscene, and it's explaining everything that happened, kind of in that game.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So if you you're not going to get the full story, obviously, so you still might be a little lost. Well, I mean, everyone's lost anyways in Kingdom Hearts, but
Yeah.
but you do get a small little gist of what's going on as you progress. And so if you've never played and you want to catch up, this is actually a really good way to do it, and it's a really good rhythm game. Neat. It's really neat. So I'm enjoying it. I haven't gotten to the new story parts yet. I'm still working my way through. I'm on Birth by Sleep right now, so I'm almost to Kingdom Hearts 3, and I think then the Kyrie stuff starts after that.
Very cool. All right, when Art gets back, I think we got to do our because one of the new features on the PlayStation 5 is you can go in there and look at your PlayStation catalog and see how much certain games you've played in hours. So I said, let's see what we've done in the past and pull up some of our crazier hours. And after I said top 5, I did my top 5. I don't know what you ended up doing. I originally said top 3.
I put a whole bunch down just because I was going through it, so I was kind of adding. So yeah, I got 5 here.
Yeah, there was some surprising ones in there, in terms of just that aren't going to be on this list. I put almost 80 hours into Horizon.
Wow.
So that was surprising.
I was at 90.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was shocked. I was completely shocked at how much I played that game. I guess God of War was almost 70.
Oh my gosh.
I really played those games a lot. All right, but let's get into the official.
Horizon was in the 90s, not in the top 5.
All right, I'll do my list. I'll do.
Man,
do I want to do my list first?
I play too many games.
This is a thing here. All right, I'll just go ahead and do it. So, Madden 19 was 95 hours.
Jesus.
Black Ops 4, 106. Red Dead Redemption 2, 123 hours.
Wow.
And I loved it. Madden 20, 159 hours. Now, this last one, I'm going to put some caveats out there before these aren't all me. These are also the children.
Oh, I know what it is.
I'm assuming this is also PlayStation 3, I'm hoping, and PlayStation 4 and 5. And maybe when I had 2 people logged into the same PlayStation and doubled it up.
I don't know if this
Vita.
I don't know if this tracks PS3 games.
I think it counts Vita too.
I'm gonna cut it at PS4 only.
I I think honestly think it's PS4 only.
Because when I went all the way down my list, it stopped at the very first PS4 game I ever played.
Shut up.
So,
Yeah, me too. And like Ratchet
Contrast.
and Clank that I played on Vita isn't on there.
No, it's not. Minecraft. 626.
Jesus Christ. Well, I have a feeling that's still going to be low compared to Art's Rainbow Six number. That's the number I cannot wait for.
And you can't blame the children on that one. But a lot of
My kid's a violent son of a bitch. I tell you.
but that Minecraft, there was a lot that was me too. I can't. I even play with that.
I cannot tell a lie.
I cannot tell that.
Mine are not as impressive.
Why don't you go head stake so I can?
I will. That's what I'm saying. Let me
here.
go now.
I really
Yeah, 'cause
wanted to
mine
do-
are not nearly as impressive. And yours are going to be.
I
I
really wanted to do this exercise just so Art can tell us how much he's played.
Pretty much,
Rainbow
yeah.
Six.
All right. So the let's see. So I had 2 games tied for 5th. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, both at 39 hours.
That's your 5th?
Yep.
Oh my god.
You're having
These are
the
rookie numbers. You gotta put those numbers up.
These don't.
You're-
the problem is
Mike, you're having the
that's
reaction to
thing.
him that I had to you. Okay.
See, the difference is my list was my scrolling was probably way more than you got. Like that's the
Probably.
thing. I play a lot more, but don't. Well, you do. That's
No,
true.
but also I love
you play a lot
this
of
is
those
3
indie
hours.
games.
This is 4
Yeah, I was
hours.
gonna
This is
say.
5 hours.
That's
My
true.
games are like 3 to 10 hours. Then there's a gap. Then it's 60 to 90, and then a gap, and then 100. It's
Yeah,
like-
I was gonna say that's a good point. No, yours, yeah. Let's see here. So 4th was Judgment at 46 hours.
Okay.
3rd was Final Fantasy 15 at 55. 2nd was Dragon Quest 11.
Jesus Christ, he's
Dying.
dying. He's embarrassed.
58. And then the only reason why this is this high is because they combine a whole bunch. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, they combine into one thing.
Interesting.
92 hours.
Jeez.
But that's across technically 6 games.
My god.
Child, please.
Yeah, so that's not, like I said.
I was gonna crush it right now.
Number 5, Far Cry 4 with 108 hours.
Okay.
Number 4, which this was surprising for me because honestly this game had kind of fallen off my radar. Dying Light.
Oh.
At 146 hours.
You and Andy played that game a lot.
We did. We platinumed that game.
Yeah.
Number 3, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which that's all because of Blackout.
Yeah.
169 hours.
Woo. Nice.
Number 2, Destiny at 258 hours.
Wow, you played that with Destiny, huh?
I had no idea
You and
you played
Andy
that with
were into
Destiny.
that?
All the time.
Really?
All
Wow.
the time.
Was it like in the first year PlayStation came out when I didn't have one?
Maybe.
Probably.
That came out. I was gonna say that came out pretty quickly after.
Yeah, that was like
PS4
one of the,
launch.
it was supposed to be one of the biggest launch games.
Yeah.
All right. And we know what number 1 is.
Oh my
I
God.
want guesses at hours here.
8:45.
That was right where I was gonna do.
gonna be quick.
That's okay. That's
Gotta
okay.
be quick.
That's okay. We're gonna do. I'm gonna go more. I'm gonna go 9:30.
You are both significantly off. Rainbow Six Siege, 1,463 hours.
Oh my god! Do you figure out how many days that is?
No, I didn't. But I did look at something else.
Oh my
Oh
god!
So
God.
the total amount of time I've played games that are not Rainbow Six Siege was 2,305 hours. 39% of my gaming time
Oh my!
over the last generation
God.
How many
plus has been in Rainbow Six Siege.
1,400 and what?
63.
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
24. How many days that is?
Not really. For the
You know what? We gotta hit up. We gotta. Yeah, we also gotta hit up Vegas.
Oh, he's more than me.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
he's-
more-
yeah,
that- I'm
he is
sure,
way
100%.
more than me.
100%.
That and Division for him.
You are
like,
just
Division
shy
2.
of 61 days.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I'm dying to see Vegas' number now.
Oh.
Too, 'cause it's gotta be. We know it's high.
That reminds me. We gotta hit him up and find out.
He is significantly higher than I am.
That and Division 2. Those two.
Well,
he
that
put
and
insane-
Division 1.
Well, that's
both
true,
divisions.
Yeah. Oh my.
So yeah, after I saw that number, I had to go through and see. I wanted to see like, is the total of every other game less than what I spent on Rainbow Six?
Oh
It's
my
not.
God.
But Rainbow Six is still 39% of all the games I've played over the last generation plus.
That's
You know what?
wild.
Nothing else matters.
But
Yeah.
we gotta change. Let's change the subject.
Listen here, you children with your numbers over there.
Jesus.
So it's not that I don't play games. I just
Oh my
always play the
God.
same one.
See that's the thing. When I was going through like that 39 hours, right below that, between 30 and 38, I had like a chunk
But
of games.
the other
like a
thing with you
giant chunk
is
of games.
you spend a lot of time on.
Correct.
Oh, I do. I do spend a lot of time
And
on,
your Switch,
my
too.
Xbox and my Switch.
Yeah.
Oh my god! If I had that same, like, I can see some, but if I had that same option on my Switch,
Yeah.
Jesus.
All right, let's go back to the over-unders. So last time,
Please, children.
my God,
Listen, you and your 2 kids aren't welcome in my neighborhood.
not even half. All right, last time we
I'm
did.
disgusted and proud all at the same time. I'm disgusted because for that much time, I should be so much better at that game.
No, there's no like SNL like thing where it's just like you either tell a joke twice or a million times. So you might as well go for the million on this one where you get the 1,000.
I'm pretty sure I have gone
$1,500.
for the million. Okay?
My God.
Crushed it too.
All right, God. All right, let's go back to the over-unders. So last time we talked,
I do wish it went back to PS3 because I would like to see my Borderlands 2 time.
that would be a lot. Too.
Yeah.
That would be number 2 if I could
Yeah.
see the time on it. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. I've interrupted you 3 times now.
Last time we got together, we talked about over-unders on Metacritic ratings for some of the launch games.
Right.
And, I put some lines out there, and we talked over-under. Here are the results. So the first one was Sackboy. The line was 82.5. Again, these are as of Wednesday the 16th? 18th?
18th. At 1 p.m.?
About 2-ish p.m. Sackboy, line was 82.5. The result was 78. Steak had the under, so Steak only had that one right. Godfall, 65.5. Result is 62. Both me and Steak had the under on that one, so that's also good.
It's still 62. That's still way too high.
It's
That's
Pick the
shocking.
over?
There's still time.
Yeah, you did.
You were like, "This is a low number." I'm like, "I don't know."
It is a low number.
That's pretty bad.
I'm very proud of that number. And
Yeah.
this one too. AC Valhalla, 84.5. Result 85. We were all right on that one. We all
Oh
put
my
the
goodness.
over on that one. We all right. We all got all by the half a point. Miles Morales was 88.5. The result was 85. Art and Steak both had the under on that one, so we'll look at that one right. Bug Snacks, I put it at 71.5. It was 74 as a result. We all put over, and we all were correct. I teased it to 76. It was my original one, but that's fine. Demon Souls, 89.5 was the line. 92 is the result as of earlier today. All picked the over, all correct. Astro's Playroom, 87.5 was the line. 83 is where it stands right now. Art and myself both had the under on that one.
I'm surprised it's that low.
Me too.
I do.
Honestly.
I think a lot of outlets probably didn't review it because it's a pack-in.
Yeah, true.
I didn't really get that far. I didn't look that far into
No,
it. We had enough research to do for this episode. I didn't get too far into this one.
Mike had enough research to do for this episode.
All right. Call of Duty Cold War, 80.5 was the line. 78 is the result.
Wow.
I was in with the under. Dirt 5, 83.5, 83 was the
Oh.
result. And we all had it wrong. So I was pretty close on my over-runners on these.
I was going to say, I
feel
missed
pretty
a couple.
I'm talking about my lines I
Oh,
made.
no, your
How
lines,
about you-
I feel
absolutely.
pretty good about these lines.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
have you
pretty
started
good.
betting on football games yet?
I really should. If I
I don't think it's going to work out that well.
Hey,
just-
that's how Min paid for his PS5.
Oh, really?
Last weekend
Good for
alone. He said-
I'm like doing something wrong. But I mean, if I could somehow make this monetize,
That was good.
If I can monetize this and my Dave and Buster's tickets, that'd be great.
No, that was pretty good.
So yeah, overall, I mean, we were pretty close in a lot of these, and I mean, we kind of had a mixed bag of who. I don't know who actually won, and actually, I probably should have done that. But
I think you and I tied, actually.
Oh, you-
from that.
okay.
I was counting
all right,
it.
good.
It's like kissing your sister.
Yeah.
So kiss,
Kiss.
Stop it.
kiss,
No.
kiss.
But no, that's actually. I mean, look at this though. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
everything's pretty much right around an 80, like a mid to low 80s for the most part. Like, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, Demon Souls the highest, 92.
Yeah, right. I mean, and then
I disagree with some of those scores. I mean, I know that you didn't set the score. I'm just saying, I disagree with some of them.
from hearing from Godfall, I'm shocked at 62. I thought it would be lower. From like just the way people have been talking.
Well, I checked it like 2 days after launch out of curiosity to see what's
Yeah.
up, and it was like a 78. I'm like, what happened? And then
2 people reviewed it.
You mean like the PlayStation centric? Like
One person gave it a 90, the other person gave it a 62, and that averaged out to 80 something.
Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, we are going over Black Friday deals. So this year, like I said at the top of the show, this year is very different.
I vastly underestimated this episode. I thought I'd be home by now.
Yeah, no. It's gonna be quick because I usually pare down like literally like almost every single game. Like there's really no consoles on sale this year. Like
No, there's no
Nintendo
deals.
is having the normal price with Mario Kart and 3 months of their online service. But that's just $300
bundle.
at the normal price, no bundle. And
Yeah.
Not even like PlayStation 4 or Xbox. I mean, nothing. There's really no consoles or controllers. Even I looked at.
Nope.
I really didn't see anything like that.
I'll say the Xbox not being on sale with the older models doesn't surprise me because they discontinued
Right.
the One X a while ago.
And the controllers work on Series X, so it's
Right.
not surprising they're not
Right,
discounting them right now.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So I mean, shit, why
Everyone
not?
wants that share button, man.
It's actually really nice.
I
will say.
haven't used it once.
Well, just like the PlayStation.
I know because I've used the share button on PlayStation for a generation now, so I know how nice it is.
Well,
Yeah, but
the
it's-
nice thing with the Xbox One is like the minute you press it, automatically just takes a screen. It takes a screenshot. If you hold it, then it takes a video. That's
Oh.
the two. So like, it doesn't bring up a menu. It's just quick press is a screenshot. A long press is a
Okay,
video.
that's
clip.
nice.
So that's kind of nice.
So what I'm listening, I'll listen here. Like I think the games that mostly came out this year have next gen upgrades available, some really good deals. I didn't put anything. I didn't put any Nintendo stuff in here. Want to know why? Because there's the same price everywhere you go. Find one ad, and it's the same. It's either gonna be $30 or $40 depending on how old they are. And nothing really new came out this year that really blew my socks off anyway. To be completely honest, Nintendo wise. So
Well, none of those
not-
are even on sale. Like Paper,
No,
Paper Mario's
exactly.
not even on sale.
Not,
which is
exactly.
Not an Animal Crossing fan.
Animal Crossing on sale anymore.
I know.
It is
So
on
it-
sale. I think.
Where? I didn't see it anywhere.
No,
I didn't
I
see
thought
it
it
anywhere.
was. Maybe not.
I've been looking for it for the kid. I
I
didn't see
assumed.
it.
I assumed it was going to be
He
just
was-
because
he's gonna
they've
love
already
it.
sold so many that
Yeah,
like why not? Like I figured.
So but we're also
That's
gonna
right.
they're also gonna
It
sell
wasn't
a
on
ton
there.
more Switches during the holiday season.
Well,
that
that's true.
People are gonna need Animal Crossing for. So yeah, so like you're gonna find no Nintendo Switch games on here because, like I said, the Nintendo first party stuff is all kind of the same price everywhere. Secondly, all these things are starting all over the place. Some are starting today. Some are starting a week ago. Some of them are
yeah.
online today,
I already
but
got
in the
some.
store later on. And it's just like, I'm gonna give you some information about games and prices and where you can find them.
Can I just say Best Buy's thing has been a clusterfuck?
Best Buy has been, dude. Best Buy has been. Target's been doing like every week. They've been doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wednesday's
that's what-
been doing stuff every week and opening at like 5 a.m. on
Yeah.
Sundays.
Best,
And just
Best Buy's
like-
been doing stuff every week, but it's like they do it for 2 days out of the week, and they don't
Yeah.
tell you what it is before the week starts.
Right.
I've been looking for this friggin' TV that's going to go on sale for Black Friday, and hasn't been on any of the previous ones, so I guess I'm waiting until fucking Black Friday.
I tried to not include anything on Game Pass, just because
Because get Game Pass.
you should have Game Pass. I have a Game Pass. I do have a Game Pass deal in here, but
Game Pass might be cheaper than the game.
Probably.
and then most of the time I didn't use anything that was, excuse me, also on the PlayStation Plus collection. So here's what we got. Number one, talk about the Game Pass deal. So there's the 3-month package is when it's on sale. It's gonna be $20 at GameStop.
Jesus.
Only on the day of Black Friday, and I think only in store, and you can only get one.
Oh.
Okay.
So it might be online. I might have that.
I'm
information
significantly
wrong.
less interested.
Yeah, I might have that information wrong, but it's definitely limit one. It's $20 at GameStop.
You lost me at limit one.
Both Best Buy and Walmart have it for $22. So for a couple more
Done.
bucks, and I didn't see anything on a limit on there. So that would be your deal. That is more. That is a little bit more than half off
I'd
the
say
normal
so.
price.
That would put a year at $88.
Yep.
That's damn good.
That's one next gen game.
That's so
plus
cheap.
tax plus a
That's
plus a
$7.50
milkshake.
a month or something.
yeah.
yeah. That's pretty
Half
good.
price. Oh,
That's,
never mind.
Yep. That's so good.
There you go. And like I said, it's like all the first party games are going to come out there, and there's
Yep.
a ton that look really
Well,
great.
now with EA Play too.
And EA Play too.
Yeah,
And Bethesda.
NBA Play and Bethesda.
Yep.
Whenever
So
they release something new.
Borderlands 3 just hit the next gen upgrade. That is going to be $10 at GameStop. Crash 4 came out this year. It's going to be $30 at Walmart. Death Stranding, I know it came out last year, but I really liked it, and $20 is a really good deal. But it's
wow.
going to be $20
That's
like
good.
everywhere. FIFA 21, the one that just came out. I think there's a free upgrade as well
Yep.
to next gen.
December 4th.
December 4th is going to be $27-ish, like $27, $28.
Okay.
Pretty much everywhere. Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be $25 at Target.
Oh,
That's
wow.
about $10 cheaper than everywhere else.
There you go.
That's a really good deal. Hitman 2 is an older one, but it's only going to be $15 at Best Buy. I don't know if it's going to be kind of tie-in with 3 later on. If you get like, kind of when you got 2 and you had 1 previously, you can like download all the 1 maps.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be the same way like going forward, but
I have no idea.
They haven't
Yeah.
really talked much about it.
Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is going to be $10 everywhere. That's an amazing game. Life is Strange 2 is going to be $15 at GameStop. That is a steal and a great game. Madden 21 also does have the free upgrade December 4th when everything launches. They just had the video out we talked about earlier, and they're constantly updating franchise mode. Also going to be $27, $28 pretty much everywhere depending on where you look at. Maneater has a next-gen upgrade. That's going to be $15 at both Walmart and Target. You played that.
Man, it's so much fun.
$15?
And it's a steal for $15. And they're adding ray tracing to it, which is going to be incredible.
You need to call it shark tracing.
Yes.
Marvel's Avengers is going to be $27 at GameStop.
That's too much.
Iron Man VR is going to be $20 at both Best Buy and GameStop. NBA 2K21, the last gen edition, is $27 pretty much everywhere. NHL 21 is going to be $28 at Best Buy.
No next gen upgrade.
No next gen upgrade on that one. I don't even.
They're not doing one.
Right?
What game?
NHL.
They're not
Yeah,
doing
no, they're
one.
not doing one.
Persona 5 Royal is gonna be $20 at Best
Oh
Buy.
my god, that's a steal.
PGA Tour 2K21 is going to be about $27 everywhere. Same thing, like the 27, 28 in that ballpark. Red Dead Redemption 2 is only going to be $20 at Best Buy and Meyer. That's just a great game for $20. Both Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes are going to be $15 at Best Buy.
Nice.
Go buy those. Dark Pictures Little Hope, a brand new game that just came out a little bit ago, is going to be $20 at both Best Buy and GameStop.
Nice.
Last of Us 2 is going to be pretty much $30 everywhere. Yakuza Remaster Collection, which includes
3, 4, and 5.
thank you. $25 at Best Buy.
Oh, that's a steal.
There's a good deal here right here. Tony Hawk 1 and 2, $25.
Wow.
Target.
That's good.
WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
There we go.
$15.
Oh,
Target.
done.
Watch Dogs Legion. The new one. The PlayStation 4 version.
One with crashing issues.
Yeah. $30. Walmart. So.
And Best Buy, because I already got it from Best Buy for 30.
Yeah, but that was like, I know that was still going on or
No,
not.
I know,
So,
I know.
Like, I didn't
It's
put it on
crazy.
there.
I know, it's weird. Yeah, no, for sure. But I grabbed Watch Dogs Legion because they're gonna patch it. They'll fix it. And that's somewhere like on like some part.
And like overall, like I said, this whole Black Friday deal this year is really kind of killing my buzz because I'm used to, doing everything, going out even on Thanksgiving Day and doing all those types of things. And it's not going to happen here. I did wake up at 5 a.m. or 4 a.m. last Sunday to go to Walmart to get some stuff. And that might be it. That might be my hurrah for Black Friday. Like I don't think there's a single game I'm going to get.
Waking up
I
at 4
kinda
a.m.
got
is never a
everything.
hurrah.
It was a hurrah once I got there.
I've woken up that early for a flight to Vegas, and that's not a hurrah.
What was good was like I woke up at 4. We got there at 5. Oh, they opened at 5. Then we were back in the house at like 6:30. Everyone went back to bed, and I just had the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X to myself. And I just kind of
Nice.
hung out and played video games
Nice.
until everyone woke up on a Sunday morning. It was good times.
I think the only one I might grab out of all that is the WWE Battlegrounds.
I was thinking
For
that too. For
15
$15, it
If
seems
I
like
can grab it for 15, like that seems like something that'd be like.
What's Battlegrounds?
it is
Is it like an arcade style?
It's
game?
Yeah.
arcadey.
Oh,
It's like
yeah,
very
it's
over the
arcade.
top.
It is. Yeah, super over the top. Yeah.
Well,
Well, that's why I said I was never gonna pay more than like about 15.
Yeah.
So
But I mean, like, I'm gonna buy as many of those game. I mean, I said when Amazon had that deal, it was like you get 30% back or whatever
Yeah.
it was. I bought a bunch of Microsoft credit or dollar things put in there, just like auto pull from that. But shit, if I would get this stuff for $22 and I could just like
So-
use that money to like download games on my new system, shit,
Well,
I
see,
would
I
absolutely do that.
I just bought a 3-month for $24.99 somewhere like a couple weeks ago, and then I'll grab. So now I'm good through June. I'll grab like 2 more of those and get me good to through the end of the year
yeah.
next year. Now
But for $22, no shit.
that's so good. Yeah,
I have no problem plunking down a year's worth at that point.
yeah,
and-
because I'm totally gonna keep it. Like
That's the main reason.
If you have an Xbox,
yeah,
you're
you
dumb
got,
not to
you
have
gotta
it.
have Game Pass.
I mean, I don't really
You
care.
should.
I don't really care about Halo, but I mean, there's a ton of things coming out
There's
in
so
the
much-
future.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much what I got. And it's like there's still some things that are kind of up in the air. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. Obviously, we never know what's going on with the digital stores, all the different individual individual consoles. And
Amazon doesn't
usually
give
until the week
anything.
of, Amazon usually matches a lot of the best prices.
Yeah.
So like that's usually a pretty decent resource to find something. But yeah, I mean that's kind of Black Friday this year, man. Like I said, it was the spreadsheet was. I mean, they have some headsets here, and they have some like charging stations here, and some third-party controllers there. But like,
Some of
that's really it.
the stores will have the new systems
Yeah.
as well, supposedly.
Allegedly.
Supposedly, yeah, we'll see.
And don't stand in line. Don't stand in line.
No.
But yeah, I think we've all talked enough today. Unless you have anything else you want to, our next gen blowout episode here.
No, I've blown out all over the place here. I'm ready to go to bed.
I would agree with that as well.
I'm gonna plug this back in, get NBA installed, and then go to bed.
I mean, because
pop the disc in and call it a night.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, at least when I get it installed.
I can't wait to see how like it actually. I'm sorry, the video's been just stupidly
I know.
amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't wait to just load up that first game.
I played 2K20 before the new system came out. Just be like, maybe I'll like it. Maybe I'll get. I don't like it. There's way too much going on.
I was in a tournament, one of the 2K games at work. Somehow I won a game when I never played a basketball game since NBA Live 96, and that's about my experience with
And
stuff.
like, there's like the right stick dribbling is just like it's never doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But hey, I don't know.
We'll see.
And I didn't even get all the way into the game. I just like had like a point where I was downloading and I was playing the demo. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
there might be some
Messing up,
options I
yeah.
could change. I don't know.
That's okay. This is usually when I buy a basketball game, and that's it. That's what happened with PS4.
Buy-
I bought the
buy
at
one,
launch, and
ride
that
it
was it.
Yeah.
Just to see, because like it is the graphical.
I will say
showcase.
the Black Friday stuff. The one thing I'm disappointed not to see is nothing on Valhalla. Valhalla, whatever.
I think just because, like, it literally, like, I mean, Watch Dogs, sure, but, like, if Valhalla came out, like, 2 weeks
Watch
earlier.
Dogs is, yeah. Maybe Cyber Monday.
Maybe. I don't know, man. But yeah, Valhalla is.
Listen, I have plenty of stuff to get through until I can get that game for a decent price. So.
Valhalla's selling really well, actually, too. So I don't know. If
it's reviewing well, too.
I mean, it's one of those where the chances of me actually making it all the way through that game are slim, so I just won't pay the full 70 for it or whatever.
Sure. If Valhalla you can
whatever.
find for like
Whatever.
50 almost everywhere, right? Actually, that's the thing. That's the deal. It's $50 instead of 60 for a lot of places. But I guarantee you that's gonna be one of those first games that's heavily discounted right after Christmas.
Probably.
Like you're about to get it for like 30 or less, like right after Christmas.
I say I'm in no rush to go out and buy any more games. I got plenty of hold me over for the next couple months.
That's the problem.
Yeah, and Cyberpunk comes out in a little bit.
And then yeah. I mean, I'm already having troubles dividing my time between what to play. Like I keep jumping around, and now I'm getting to the point where I'm like, all right, I should probably stick to something, finish it, and then move. Like start doing that now. Now that I've kind of had a taste of everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Bugsnax. You heard it here first. It's free, and I have it.
I have it
on my system, and I'm gonna play it.
Haven't claimed it. Won't claim it.
All right. If you stuck with us long enough, thank you for hanging out, and hope you packed a lunch and really enjoyed all this next gen goodness with us and our journeys to this point. And but this is exciting, man. This is it's I want to say it's all uphill from here, but I mean, getting the system was probably the hardest part, and then getting it set up was the second hardest part. And now we're just playing games. All right, we will see you next time, Stay Kids.